And we are back. Welcome to the stream again of the Burning Cobalt. This is the CoS Session group, and I am your Dungeon Master, Josh. I am just recapping for the group as they were in the town of Falaki, discovered the bones of St. Androl, put the temple of St. Androl, returned the bones of St. Androl to the temple, putting it under a hallowed spell. They then decided, hey, let's go check out and fight some night hags. So they went to fight the night hags. They went to fight the hags at the old bone grinder mill.
We went on a recon mission. We didn't go to fight them.
Okay, well they went on a recon mission. They were warned by a raven to stay away. They were warned to go away. They did go away. While we were not meeting, the group went to level 4 because the DM didn't really forgot that they were level 3 right now. So they went to level 4. We are having a new member come to the group who will be introduced later. So, group, as you're going back into town, where do you go?
Where do you go? Oh, dexterous anyway.
Let's go back to the inn or the tavern.
What time of day is it?
It is close to evening.
Close to evening.
Yeah, evening.
Like
we'll say it's
4:35?
It is 6 o'clock.
So what's our plan? Are we trying to do the whole silver weapons thing?
Well, that's the question. What is our plan? Yeah, is the blacksmith still open?
You can go check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the blacksmith still open?
No, blacksmith is closed for the day.
So maybe tomorrow.
What time of day did you say it was?
It is 6 p.m.
Okay. What time did we start out with everything? Have we done like this? We're still on the same day where we got the bones back and put them back and everything. Okay. So, is there anybody else that we wanted to talk to? I don't remember from my notes.
Oh hey,
Stop notes. Okay, cool.
Josh, are you gonna talk about that thing that you talked to me about, or
Oh yes.
are you gonna talk about it later?
As a bit of a retcon for the group, mostly to make the card reading fair. Charles, just to let you know, there was a card reading that determines a few things with the story. Well, without giving away too much detail, part of the card reading I do not consider very fair. It put the whole group at a distinct disadvantage. Basically, it put one of the weapons in the same room that you would have the final showdown with Strahd. That seems not very good in my opinion. So I retconned that. I don't think anyone's going to complain.
So you'll give us the new...
So I'm going to give you the new card reading.
Okay.
For which card?
For a treasure card. Hold on.
Yeah, is it the good and protection symbol of hope card? Is it the
Hold on.
power of strength and weapon of
It
light?
is the card of power and strength. It
Okay.
tells of a weapon of vengeance,
And
a
which
sword
one?
of sunlight.
Got it.
Okay.
Paladin, Sleeping Prince, that one.
The reading for that card. Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
Den of Wolves.
What was the card name?
Can you start over?
Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night.
Overlooking what kind of lake?
Mountain.
A mountain lake. The treasure belongs to Mother Night. And that is the 5 of Swords, or the Myrmidon, if you'd like to know that name.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have all the exact words on that reading, but
We did record it on the stream though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can get the exact reading to you, Charles, later.
Is it spoilers for you to tell us what these things are supposed to represent? Like, one of them's a person, that's kind of obvious. This one's a weapon, it seems like, or a treasure. But dizzying heights where stone itself is alive, what is that?
You gotta figure it out.
Well, did take all those books from the house. Maybe we can take some time and.
I just mean, like, what are we looking for there?
You're looking for a place that matches that description.
Okay, just the place.
Also, before a couple seconds before this house tried to kill us, basically.
It's a place, not like, hey, you're looking for this, you know, as an example, you wouldn't be looking for X village. You would be looking for
No, I just mean
X room in X building, you know, in Y building in Z village.
well, not that because that's outside
From with the sword.
or the top of a tower or something. But is that? I mean, is there something specific supposed to happen in that place, or do we know anything at all?
You go there and you search.
So there might be a thing there.
That's a great question.
Anyway.
I think that's all we're gonna get out of him.
I get the sense that he's not very guiding. It's like Mother May I. Can I go to the bathroom? Can you go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you?
Did you not go for baby Jesus?
I don't know what felt. All I do is have my cup.
Oh, we all
That's
made
all I
a
will.
fruit straw
Oh.
knocked over baby Jesus. So.
The guys in the corner, dominoed.
Yeah.
So what do y'all do?
Knocked over baby Jesus. It's fine.
Nope, he's up. He's still intact. I knocked down the angel.
Okay, so yeah, if the blacksmith is closed, then
And I say let's go get some ale, and I want to arm wrestle somebody.
Yeah, I think Tower's probably the best place to start. And we can hit up.
yeah, I could use a stronger drink.
We
Okay.
could hit up the tavern keeper or whatever.
So
and
y'all
put
walk-
people in there.
You all walk back to the Stonehill Inn, or sorry, the Blue Water Inn. As you enter the Blue Water Inn, you see a high elf woman sitting that you've never seen before in town. You know, everyone else you kind of recognize is generally Barovians. You know, you've seen Valaki here and there, but you've never seen this high elf before.
It's weird. Everyone else around here is human.
I'm definitely gonna go up to her and talk to her because, you know.
So
Okay.
is it socially acceptable to ask strangers to arm wrestle?
Get a feel for him before you talk to him and ask.
That may not be
You
the
have to
best
buy him
way
a drink first.
Yeah.
Probably a lot because we need to kind of balance him out with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait.
I wonder if you could arm wrestle an unseen servant.
See her hand gestures.
I will approach her and offer to buy her a drink.
Isn't important.
All right,
Oh, that'd be kind of a wasted spell.
Arm wrestling isn't exactly his.
Tahar.
Yeah.
So Laura, you see a half elf come up and offer to buy you a drink. Half elf woman,
Hello.
young woman.
Hi, we don't see many of our kind around here.
I haven't seen many of your kind ever.
Well, you know, evolution is a beautiful thing.
I've heard of one woman goes by the name of Corona, but I don't think you would know her.
I've read about her. Around, among other things.
And even if you haven't, you'd say that.
Possibly.
Where do you hail from?
I come from Ravensbluff in Faerun.
Those mean absolutely nothing to me.
Where are you from then?
I'm from a place called Azeroth. And I don't know that you've heard of it, for I've not heard of any of your lands.
That does not really ring a bell, which kind of surprises me because I've researched a lot of things, but I would definitely like to hear more about it.
She didn't get the expansion.
He's still hanging out over in Goldshire. Newgart's River, probably.
Pornshire? Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, not all servers are like that though, but anyway.
Keep telling yourself that. No.
Well, maybe Alliance side is, I don't know.
Alright, I'm back in character.
My brother's over there, he's also half elf. Although, in a
She
There's
points
other
to
shop,
a
too.
blue half orc elf.
I waited very awkwardly.
Feels a little blue.
Yeah. I'm a servant of the life giver, so you're welcome. For your longanimity.
You sound like you think you're very helpful.
I am very helpful.
Well, charming. Thank you for the drink.
You're welcome. I look over at Mara, like, I don't really know what to do with this person, and it's not going very well. And I didn't accept my blessings as the life giver, so, you know.
I order a second drink.
Alright. You get a second drink.
And kind of
Something
like set it on the bar next to me for the Lord again.
Grab it.
We're drinking buddies.
Yes. We got drunk in the cart back in Barovia.
We found a cask of wine in Death House. Because
We
of course we
drank
did.
We drank it. Not the rest of the party, we drank it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we probably let Fernando have some. Because, you know,
Oh,
although he didn't really get drunk.
are you from here?
Me? Not entirely. My father is. I'm not sure. I'm actually looking for him.
Where is here?
We're in Barovia, like a land. There's also a town called Barovia. This town.
Take this one.
Well, imagine my surprise when I thought everyone, or at least I thought I stood out, and now I guess your group, friends, band, you're all together. So
Kind of.
seems
Not.
it seems I'm even more the odd man out. So
It
I'm
wasn't
trying.
intentional, but I didn't try to get them to go. We should probably go back and check on that guard that we accidentally kidnapped at some point, but you know, we'll worry about that later. He'll be okay.
It's kind of a
Are you here of your
It's
own
true.
accord?
Not entirely. Although I was actually
No idea
trying
how
to
to
come here.
It's probably not.
Okay, it sounds like that I need to have a talk with your group, for I did not choose to come here.
How long have you been?
This just happened.
Like today?
Let's see. The sun is roughly 6 hours.
Well, we've been here. How long have we been here? We've been here at least a few days.
a week or
couple
so.
days.
'Cause this
Yeah. Yeah, we
A
spent
week
a
or so,
couple
right?
days in this house that tried to eat us or kill us or something, and poured some things out there. Do you know this town at all?
I know
Or you
nothing.
just kind of go in and go to the inn? I don't really blame you. That's probably what most people would do. Yeah, we probably need to
I buy
talk.
another
Check-
drink and
check
put it.
Discord.
I buy another drink and set it on the bar for the elf. You just got here, and let me buy you a drink.
Yeah. My condolences, because I'm actually probably the only one in our group
Oh,
that
what's
wants
that?
to be here.
What's that
Anyway.
ale? That
Dragon Crush was one of them, I think. I still need to print out those
The
wine
good
labels
ones.
and bring some.
That's not really.
I feel like I wrote those down, but I probably didn't.
Yeah. There's purple grape mash and red dragon crush.
Dragon Crush. That's it.
That's a fine wine though.
I want to order some of the purple stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
see, dragon sounds
And I
like
order
really
it
strong
like that.
stuff.
Purple grape mash number 3. All right.
Okay.
Or just what?
You get some.
I just say the strong stuff.
Yeah. It's not very good, but you know, it serves its purpose.
We need to teach
the
you
purple.
some things about wine here. The purple crush, or not purple. Yeah. you know.
Where is everybody proximity wise? I mean, obviously she's next to me.
Yeah, she's next to you. She's
somewhat
nearby. Everyone's kind of in the tap room, unless you all tell me different.
I guess the guys could be at our own table then, since the girls are dead there.
Is there anywhere like in a corner that would be kind of secluded from any of the other patrons? Or like at least a distance away where they would have to kind of work hard to hear it?
The corner booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get over there.
Okay. Come over with us. We definitely need to talk, it sounds like.
I follow.
Okay, and we'll head over.
Okay, as you do so, you do notice Rictavio, whom you met before, leaving with a handkerchief that looks like he has like something reasonably heavy in the handkerchief, or at least heavier than you would have in a handkerchief. He's just kind of holding it, close to himself, walking out. Rictavio, by the way, Charles, you notice is half elf, walking out in very colorful clothing.
Very
Flamboyant.
bright beige.
Yes.
He's a flamboyant circus guy, basically.
Probably not to the level of Liberace, but somewhere.
I want to follow after him, but where he doesn't see me.
Okay,
See where
roll a
he's going.
stealth check.
That face isn't ever a good face.
No, that face actually the roll's fine. I just don't remember my dex modifier now. Oh, hey. 22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I was gonna say if somebody wants
Alright, so
one hurry
you
up
follow
and
him
share a
out.
tray, and then two of us can share a tray.
You want to try?
Let's deal with the stuff in the tap room right now. Does
Okay, I'm
anyone does
I've
anyone
got
go
the
with her,
picture.
or you
I-
kind of slip out?
I motioned to them not to follow me.
Okay.
I'm gonna hear Peleus.
I want to arm wrestle the new chick now.
Alright.
Oh, I was gonna arm wrestle you.
So, Peleus and Tahara both roll athletics checks.
Well, if you agree,
If
you
you
have
agree.
to arm wrestle.
Okay. You don't have to.
Hey,
What are you doing, Tahara?
RP it, Matt.
Go for it, and I lean over and whisper to him. You might let him.
Okay, well, I'll grab a drink.
It's just, he's really bad.
And just walk up and be like, hey, I always size people up by arm wrestling. I know that's kind of weird because I'm kind of weird, but hey, if you're willing, let's go.
Frankly, we're both kind of weird.
I'm not sure anyone in this party is ever normal, but
Not really.
I didn't say normal. I said normal looking.
And this one's with you.
Hmm.
This one's with you.
I'll try.
She's my sister.
I'm gonna lose.
No, this one's with you.
Yeah.
And
She's
you-
my
Oh,
sister.
oh yes. He's my little brother.
Sure, why not?
Little.
Okay, what's she?
My big brother starts to me.
did you get cut off?
Matt, are
there?
you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, I
It's
guess
it's cutting off the
I'm
ends of your
dicks,
words.
there's no way we're gonna win this.
since I'm still on my high from winning the competition with the one guy on music, I'll go ahead and roll some dramatic. I'll play some dramatic music after rolling.
Natural
my
crit,
eyes.
baby.
Oh. What's your
Look at it.
total
Look at
athletics
it.
check?
Look at it. That's a crit.
I'm gonna
You
cast
can't
a.
crit on
You can't crit on ability check, so what's your athletics check?
I'll cast a pity guidance on
It's-
Peleus.
Um,
That's a
Okay.
pity guidance. I don't want him to know it.
it's 0 because my strength's 10.
Okay, so you got a 20 on it.
Oh.
That. Peleus, you got petty guidance on you. What does he add to that?
No,
Well, how would you?
D4.
How
she's
would,
rolling guidance out of pity.
Oh, I was gonna say how.
But
I
it,
thought you said petty guidance.
Something
I'm like,
else.
okay,
Well,
I've
you
never heard
know-
of that.
Out of curiosity, how would your character know to do so?
because he keeps losing.
Oh,
He
really?
really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
It's
a
not
sign
because you
from
rolled
being
high.
around
It's
as
because
well.
she's losing.
That and that's her baby
Kind of
brother.
why I was wanting to
Who
arm
she
wrestle
likes
just a moment
more
ago.
than she lets on.
Alright, so
But you
Hey,
didn't
yeah.
have
I've
to
got
say
a
that.
strength of 18, Charles, and I can't beat anybody in a wrestling style.
I have a strength of 8 and I
He,
won.
he beat
Peleus,
me one time.
athletics check.
He lost to my mule.
Okay, so my tattoos have started glowing, and so I'm gonna roll with advantage,
Mhm.
and
She-
that comes out to be
You
One's a
see
lot of
some,
dice.
roll 12 on the dice,
some of his ancestors.
4 on the d4, and that's 6.
And so he wins.
So you're thinking of 6?
12 and a
It
4.
should
Okay,
be-
so that's 16.
Okay.
Okay, so 22.
22 total.
Okay,
Aw.
so Tahara, you look across from you as you gauge up this blue half orc, and all of a sudden his tattoos start glowing. You see a few of his you see a few orcs and elves kind of standing around, like spirit type beings standing around him that you can tell, but like he's really focused, and he kind of brings you to 3/4 of the way down. Go ahead and roll another one.
14.
23.
Jeez.
Okay, so
Where'd this come from?
Peleus, your focus and your determination over having lost this to a midlife human female causes you to and with the guidance of your ancestors and their abilities, you're really focused in trying to prove yourself to this half elf, or this high elf. So you get really strong. You flex your muscles even more. And Tahara, your wrist is like 1 inch away from the 1 inch away from the board. Go ahead and roll a final one with Tahara. You have disadvantage.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
8.
Is it better than 8? Please say it's better
Barely.
than 8.
With my advantage, I rolled 2 3, so it is a total of
Wow. So, Tahara, you hold out for that last little bit, but Peleus just overpowers you, and you end up losing to it.
Do I know his name and character yet?
Peleus, did you say your name?
probably not.
Okay.
Master of the-
That's how he says
but-
hi.
Just call him kid.
Yeah, pretty much. So with that, I guess I lose focus at this point. My tattoo stopped glowing, and I kind of wiped my brow. That was another tough arm wrestling contest. So I would trust her back in battle. You can hold your own.
Nope, can't help it. Gotta be my character. Interesting. What is the point of a physical test of strength? And yet I detected magic.
Well, my ancestors, they have a way of living beyond death, and they can help us out, or help me out in combat. They can help aid my allies. It just I don't know. That's how I size someone up.
So you needed help then.
I barely won. That was a tough one. Tough one. Whatever.
That's fine. Just so you can understand.
Okay. Let's take a quick pause from what's going on in the tap room. Mara, you begin following Rictavio, and you believe that you're successfully hidden. He begins going towards Blinsky's toys. He's looking around, but just trying to see if anyone's following him. He begins to go towards Blinsky's toys and then doubles back. And as you fall, go ahead and make another stealth check.
I'm glad I didn't go because I have disadvantage on stuff.
11.
Smart scale mail.
You begin following him, and as he gets to his carnival wagon, he turns around and looks straight at you, even though you're trying to hide in the shadows, and he says, "So, how can I be of assistance?"
You hiding from someone, Rictavio?
Most people would, what shall they say? They would object to the feeding of a tiger in town. So I try to sneak off and feed my tiger private.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah.
I don't trust any guy with a tiger.
It's about to get real interesting for you.
Oh, I know. It's been an interesting day for her already.
Where did I say insight?
Yep.
Right, where's insight? 16.
16? Okay. You get to the feeling there's more to his tiger, but that's why he keeps it in you also sense that he's not lying about not wanting to scare anyone.
But this is your place. Why the roundabout route?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that no one gets scared thinking that I'm going off feeding a wild animal. I mean, now you personally have nothing to fear.
Hey, we should do it. I have -1 too. It'll be terrible.
But no one would question you coming to your own cart. Wagon thing.
True, and then he opens his handkerchief. You see some apples. You see a huge steak in there. But people might question me me using this food to feed my tiger. After all, I'm sure you look like you have a good head on your shoulders. I'm sure you've been by my wagon. Haven't you heard?
Oh, absolutely. I heard your beast.
Tiger.
Right. I saw it, actually. I've never seen a tiger in plate armor before.
Well, let's just say that old Rictavio's got a plan for that tiger. And that most of you in your little group there have nothing to fear.
I'd love to hear about this plan.
How do I know I can trust you?
I've seen a lot of things.
He looks at
It
that.
would be.
He judges you, and he says, "Oh yes, you have.
It
Come, let's." What were you about to say?
I was gonna say something else, but then I realized I have I forget what it's called, but the sad eyes that people trust me feature.
Puppy dog eyes?
He just realizes you're not lying. So, I tell you what. Let's get somewhere a little more private, shall we say, for proper discussion.
Somewhere in town? Somewhere inside your wagon? What do you mean?
Not inside the wagon. There's a tiger in there.
Of course it is.
Maybe just somewhere where we can't be overheard.
Yeah.
Did you have somewhere in mind?
Oh yes, I happen to know a little shop that's unoccupied right now. And he points out a way, and he leads you over to this unoccupied house.
Does someone live here?
They no longer live here, unfortunately.
Can I tell what happened? Like, if they don't live here because it burned
Are
down?
you asking him?
No, I'm
Okay.
asking you. If I look around,
You look around, and
Okay.
it looks like it's just been abandoned.
is it
For a while.
boarded up?
Yeah.
I
There used to be some zombies in here. I took care of them.
see. Can I insight check that?
Yep.
Uh, 11.
You believe he's telling the truth. Well, back to the tap room. Peleus and Tahara, you just finished a nice arm wrestling competition where Tahara, you may or may not have really gotten to know Peleus over that. What do y'all want to do now?
You have strange customs here, half-orc.
Is it back?
Matt, are you back?
Is it about social
He's
intelligence?
kind of strange.
Zach seriously won't
anywhere.
stop crying.
Yeah.
He's AFK.
Wow, that's okay.
Zeke is crying. So.
Okay, so as per his instructions, He's asking if it's socially
What?
acceptable
Yes.
to answer that question.
Is it
Yes.
socially acceptable?
Also, where are these two?
They said
I
they
guess
were
we
here.
wandered over during that. Well, yeah, I walked
You
over
were
and started
playing.
playing dramatic music
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
or energetic music.
Great.
Okay.
Dum 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 dum. I'm sorry, I'm
Just
hearing
because
like
I'm a
the
little excited now from winning a violin competition.
yeah.
So, you're amusing, by the way. So, I
Suppose I'll take that as a compliment.
Very good.
I kind of just appeared here.
Oh, you'll fit right on in.
I
'cause
come
we did
from a
too.
place. I come from a place just south of our main city, and previously we were dealing with the undead. We have a long patch of scorched earth. It's called the Dead Scar, and we've been fighting off the undead for ever since I can remember. And yet, no matter how many we kill, they continuously appear, despite the magical barrier we've set up to the south.
Yeah. You might not like it here.
You'll fit right on in.
I get the distinct feeling that my presence here and some of the things I've heard about thus far may be related. So it seems in my best interest to do what I can to stop them here. For this may explain where they come from. If I was able to appear here, then maybe they're able to appear there. I've also heard reports of, we call them Morgan. They're wolfmen, and they are part of basically our mortal enemy. So we fight a war on two fronts. So maybe if anyone can fill me in, since you guys have been here much longer, perhaps we can aid one another.
I don't know, this Morgan sounds pretty alright, doesn't it?
Zombies, undead, crazy
Internet cat.
vampires. Yep, that's pretty much been us
Lots
too.
of crazy vampires. That's
It's a good thing
Yeah.
Marty
pretty
didn't
much
say
what
that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gone so far.
What is this vampire you speak of?
Has anyone mentioned the devil to you?
Not the devil, but some referring to
Varian Rin?
the devil.
Yes, but not him.
Different devil.
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten that far. I'm
It's a
about
little pretentious by adding D in front of his name.
I'm about 10 drinks in. You've graced me with 2. I feel like I have many more ahead of me.
Wow.
Yeah, probably. I feel like I could take care of some of that.
I'm on 3 and I'm almost ready to call it a night.
Low constitution.
Oh, yeah.
Strong drinks.
Natural 1 on the dot. That's what happened.
Yeah, dude, actually have a plus 1 on that one.
So, at that, I'll say, normally I would say that it would be the DM's duty to Charles to inform you of what everyone has experienced so far, but I am scared of telling you something that I know that you don't know, so I am going to request someone else to give Charles that information.
The summary of the stories thus
Yeah.
far?
We can all do that. Okay, so
Is there anybody
Do
around?
I need to know, or is this stuff that can naturally develop
You-
through?
Yeah, it's stuff that can develop. So I
We
mean,
can
Well,
tell,
you
we
do
can tell
need
you
to
what
know-
we've experienced so far. I can fill you in on.
So yeah, you don't need to know like how we got here and stuff, or our experience in Death House really,
right.
which is
We
most of what
gloss
we've
over
done.
that because
But
yeah.
you need to focus on the
But
Strahd.
we first Strahd was mentioned to us when we met the Burgomaster in Barovia. Well, the Burgomaster's
the
family.
new Burgermaster.
I guess he is.
Yeah.
What are y'all saying?
And his
Burger
sister.
Master?
Burgermaster.
Master.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like Burger King.
It's
but
exactly
a
yes,
little
Burger Master. It is
Okay.
like a mayor.
Yeah.
I thought I was mishearing, but
No,
okay.
it's like
It's
like
a
it's like a mayor.
town or a castle, you know.
And they said that it was a young man and a young lady, and they were brother and sister. And they said that their dad had just died, who was the Burgomaster, and wolves and maybe zombies started attacking their house every night. The sister, Irina, was bitten by a vampire.
A specific vampire.
Well, we didn't know that at the time. But yes. And then the attacks stopped when their dad died. They told us about Strahd, who had visited Irina once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super creepy. Then we met him at the dad's funeral, and that's when we actually met him. He tried to flirt with Delari, and I shot him.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which reminds me of a story for the break. For the break.
Okay.
Then the priest who did the funeral, his son was bitten, and he keeps his son in the basement.
Yeah. Well, we time to check it out. That turned out.
That's really... Oh, and then I stopped taking notes at that point. We found a room of creepy crap in the death house. That's the next thing on my notes.
Well, we went down there and stuff happened, and we ended up fighting him for a little bit, and it didn't turn out very well, and my brother was killed by the vampire.
Oh yeah, we tried to kill the vampires.
And then he came back. It was weird.
Yeah, so Peleus died in the fight.
Yeah.
Vampire spawn.
We got him back, though. Well, it wasn't really we, but
Out of character, how did he come back?
Strahd.
The villain raised him.
At least
Yeah.
as far as we know.
It's
To the best we understand, he keeps us here because he likes playing with us.
We're here because he likes playing with
Josh, can I answer?
Yeah, you can answer.
Pretty much made an ultimatum with me as I was dead, and told me he would leave, keep my sister alive if I helped give over the chick he was protecting, and gave me pretty much a temporary magic where I actually wanted to do that.
a lot to he who should not be named.
Yeah.
And I've been cured of that. A really nice lady cured me of that, so I'm back to normal.
But yeah, he was a little cuckoo for a little while.
Yeah.
So your soul
More
no
than
longer
usual.
belongs to him, basically.
Maybe.
Yeah, until we kill him, which is the plan. We saw some creepy kids. Like half the kids in the town
They're kind of,
seemed emotionless.
Because
Like
most
dead
kids creepy.
inside?
Continue.
yeah, they are.
Yeah, they seemed emotionless. Like some of them were having fun with their toys. If they got scared, they'd cry. If they, were having fun, they'd laugh. These other kids would just sort of stare.
The only thing they seemed to do, the only emotion they seemed to show was like fear.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Then when we got out of Death House, we met this really nice old lady who was selling these really tasty, well, I assume tasty meat pies. That we found out
It was
later.
delicious.
Oh,
I hope you feel
Awkward.
sick while you say that.
Yes, it's love, it's meat pie, savor.
that we found out were made from the bones of children.
That was out of
This
character.
is love, it's meat pies.
Stop straight there.
The worst class in
But
the
not
world.
before
No,
my brother ate some.
So
Yeah.
Hansel and Gretel exist in this
But-
world.
but not before
Well, they
Peleus
used to.
ate one.
And giants.
And after he ate one, he was like paralyzed in a dream state for 8 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, ruined the whole day.
Yeah.
Thanks,
not
a lot.
easy to remove.
Thanks a lot, Matt character.
It kind of helped Irina out because then she didn't have to worry about him for a while.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
Then we left that town to get Irina out of there. Oh, Irina is the girl, and I said there was a brother. That's Ismark. They have names.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to get out of the town so that Strahd would stop coming to visit her. So we brought them here to this next town over. We found out the old lady is part of a coven of 3. You guys heard that too, right? Coven is 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 3 or more.
3. Always 3.
Really?
Yeah, like of hags anyway. Of this
Maybe they're
particular type of hags.
territorial
It's like Sith
and they,
always have
like,
2.
Yeah. that was
Hags are always in a
stupid.
coven of 3. Anyway, so we found that out that the lady who was selling the pies was, we're pretty sure she was a hag, and we found out where they work inside of this mill thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Vallaki. We got the bones of St. Andrew, like Josh said. which protects the church in the area so people can stay there for the night.
Yeah, that's idiot.
We met a weird toy maker,
Told him.
Blinsky,
Oh yeah.
and we met. I don't know. I've got a whole list of people actually. We met a
These guys.
Vandervoort, the coffee maker. We met.
That didn't go very well.
Oh! The creepy. We met a lady who has a cult.
I'm looking for her name. It's on here somewhere. Lady Watcher.
Zandra?
Lady Fiona Watcher.
Yes, Lady Watcher. She has started a cult, a devil worship cult,
And we may have accidentally joined it briefly.
and she is kind of friends with Strahd. She is trying to overthrow the burgomaster of this particular town, who's not Ismark.
Yeah.
Stag, this is a different one. She's trying to overthrow the burgomaster because she just doesn't like him, political party stuff or something.
Yeah, she wants to
And,
basically have a coup, and
I thought you said.
she wants to be
Or
the
something.
source of power.
And
Probably put a puppet.
yeah, she wants to put a puppet in place as burgomaster instead, and someone who's more pro Strahd.
Mm-hmm.
But the burgomaster, people don't like him in general, but he's been trying to cheer up the town, throwing festivals every 3 to 5 days.
Townspeople don't really like the burgomaster either.
It seems like.
Yeah.
So we're not sure
Despite
if
his
he's
party
good.
planning.
Yes.
Despite all of his parties, yes. And
Is that
Oh,
that
because-
much of a deep hatred, or
well,
does that
no,
legitimately
it
see
has
through
to
it?
do with him sending his henchmen to threaten to burn down places and that type of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
basically, if you
He's
don't
not a
want to
very
go
good
to
guy.
these parties, you're a damn common. They come and kill you, pretty much.
oh, so
yeah.
Korea. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We also met a lady in the other town whose daughter was missing.
We haven't found her
And
yet.
she was super overprotective of her daughter. Like, her daughter, some people didn't know she had a teenage daughter because her daughter never came out of the house. But we think she may have run away with the man of her dreams.
Apparently.
Asterisk, possibly Strahd.
He is
He seems to be
like
looking for a girlfriend.
He seems to have a harem kind of thing.
And the
going on.
toy maker has a ton of dolls that look exactly like Irina. And he's never met her before, and it's creepy.
Ooh.
And they were ordered by this guy named Isaac Strasny, which is the burgomaster's henchman.
Yes, the evil henchman who threatened to burn down the toy shop. Oh, and then there's the Vistani who wander around. Basically, everyone hates them, thinks they're dishonest, think that
Because
they're
they're
thieves.
all
think-
racist.
But they apparently have some sort of potion you can take to get through the fog, which you can't otherwise get through the fog.
But didn't we already find out that was fake?
She found out it's fake. We don't know that.
Okay.
I can't remember if I
You
told
wear
her.
coffin makers too.
I don't think you
wear
told us.
coffin makers too.
Okay.
He most definitely did not tell
Say
us.
beware.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're assholes.
Pretty sketchy place.
They like to take sacred bones and such.
Oh yeah, we also met Fiona's sons, Nikolai and Carl.
Which, actually, they weren't as creepy as their mother, so...
Yeah, they're not part of her cult.
Yeah.
But her daughter Stella was a little weird.
She was scary, is what she was.
Okay, that's
a
the
good
short version. That's pretty much
Yeah.
what I have notes on. Did I leave anything
That's
out?
a good place to
I think that
take
overall.
a pause from the tap room at least. So they kind of tell you everything, minus Mara, of course, but you still
Yeah,
get
that-
all that picture.
That was all out of character because
yeah.
Mama's not here.
Montage of flashbacks and
yeah.
booze.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what's happening right now.
Mara,
Mm-hmm.
you are with Rictavio in this house. In the house, you see, you see the light kind of come in just slightly from the fog outside. The moonlight pushing through the fog. There's not really any lights inside this house, but there's enough light coming in from the moon that you can definitely tell features. In the house, you can make your way through it. You can see his face most of all. And he looks at you, he glares you up and down and says, "Look, let's get to know one another, shall we?"
Okay.
At that, He takes off his hat, he removes a ring, and where before you was a half-elf, actually now is a very old, gruff-looking human.
Ooh.
I figure it's about time we get to know one another.
Oh, did your voice change too?
Right.
Does the voice change too?
See,
Damn.
Creepy old man.
what's your name?
Susan.
That's clearly not your name.
Lie to me again and
You see,
That's the name I use at Starbucks.
my name's Dr. Rudolph Van Richten. By my background, I'm a scholar and a doctor. As I was growing up in
Yeah.
Darken, I believed that it was my destiny to heal people, to treat sickness of the body with the herbal cures I learned from my grandmother. Yet fate flaunted my beliefs. I suffered a personal loss of such gravity and was forced into an act of such trauma that my entire direction in life was forever changed. Even though it still pains me to remember, it is important for the sake of what we're going to discuss, of what you're going to learn, to recount these unhappy events here. My life in Darken was placid, enjoyable. I was married to my childhood sweetheart, a golden-haired girl named Ingrid, and I thought my joy was complete when I learned that my young wife would soon bear a child. I still remember the birth of my son, whom I named Erasmus, meaning beloved, in a little-known tongue, as one of the happiest days of my life. He possessed the radiant fair looks of his mother, and from me he inherited a quickness of mind and a sense of honor that set him apart from other children. For 14 summers, Erasmus was my pride and joy. And then tragically, he was taken from me, not by the arms of death, but by purely unnatural agents. While I was treating a woman in a nearby village, my son was set upon by Vistani, the gypsies who wander the lands and travel the strange mists, and swept away. When I returned home and found him gone, my panic-stricken wife bewailed the circumstances of the dangerous people who had stolen her child. I swore an oath to myself that I would never rest until Erasmus was freed from whatever unholy fate possessed him. Leaving my affairs in the capable hands of my understanding Ingrid and committing my future to the search, I set off in pursuit. The details of my journey are immaterial here. The trail was cold and difficult to find. Suffice it is to say that I finally tracked the Vistani caravan to Rigmahol. Erasmus was not with them, but I extracted his whereabouts from the gypsy leader. They sold my son. I sold him into servitude to a local landowner who styled himself Baron Matus. I hurried to the home of the Baron and demanded that he return my son immediately. I still, to this day, recall my first glimpse of Matus. He was a tall man, slender and graceful in his movements. His
Can you
pale
spell that?
face, what?
Can you spell that?
Metus. He was a tall man, slender and graceful in his movements. His pale face was fine of feature, and his eyes were as black as pools of ink. As he heard my demand, his thin, expressive lips curled into a smile that could only be described as exceedingly cruel. He laughed coldly and turned his back on me. I was escorted from his property by his minions. I camped that night just outside the wall surrounding Metis' land, and darkness and despair enfolded me. But then, around midnight, Erasmus came to me. He had evaded the Baron's soldiers and climbed the wall. He had something horrible to tell me. I think I knew the truth even before he spoke the words. As soon as I saw the ivory pallor of his face under the moonlight, as soon as I glimpsed the dark pits that were his eyes, the words he uttered only confirmed what I already knew. My son was dead. Yet still he walked. Life and death, death and life, such was his destiny. The Baron was a vampire, and he had passed on that dark gift to my only son. I wept there in the night, cried the inconsolable tears of a terrified child. But the worst was yet to come. My son had something to ask of me. The dark gift had only recently been given, and his thoughts still ran in the patterns of a mortal mind. He felt more kinship with me, with the living, than he did with the Baron and others of his kind. But he told me he could feel those old patterns of thought slipping away. Soon, he believed the horror he felt for his condition would fade, and he would forget what it was like to be a mortal. He would become a monster like the Baron. And so Erasmus begged me to save him from the fate. He begged me to destroy him right then, that very night. He even brought with him a sharpened wooden stake and a mallet with which to pound it through his chest. I doubt that anyone can ever truly understand the torment that I suffered. My son was dead. In my mind, I knew that to be true. But here he was still, standing before me, talking to me. How could I find the capacity in my heart to kill him? And how could I not? How could I damn him to an eternity of torment? For several hours as the moon sank toward the distant horizon, we talked. We relived together the joyous times we had shared, the poignant memories. We cried together, and then, as the harbinger of dawn tinted pink the sky, Erasmus van Richten lay himself down upon the bosom of the meadow and wordlessly handed me the stake and the mallet. Our gazes met for one last time. Then he closed his eyes and composed himself as if for sleep. I positioned the point of the stake over my son's heart, and I brought down the mallet. With each blow, the agony in my heart could not have been greater, as if the stake had been sinking into my own breast. When it was done, I lay beside the body of my son and wept again. I wept until the first rays of the sun touched his young body and reduced it to ash. It took all the effort of my will not to lie down beside the dust that had been my precious son and slip into the darkness of death. Only the thought of Ingrid, waiting anxiously at home, prevented me from taking my own life. I turned my back on the horror and bent my steps to the weeks-long journey home. But I found that horror had followed me. In fact, preceded me. When I reached my home, I found my beloved Ingrid dead. There was a note from Medas, stating that matters were now in balance. I had taken something from him that he valued. I can only presume he meant Erasmus, and so he had taken something from me that I valued. It was at that moment, as I knelt weeping beside the cold, white body of my beloved Ingrid, that my destiny was turned. I had always prided myself on my ability to rid the body of disease or poison. Now I know what this was as nothing compared to the importance of ridding society of a most evil disease and poison. On that terrible day, I swore to myself a new career, the pursuit and destruction of those creatures such as the one who had taken my son and wife from me, that feed on the body of society as a cancer feeds on the body of a man. And I swore my first quarry would be the Baron Metis. It has been almost 3 decades since that fateful day. Over the intervening years, I've learned much about my quarry, about the enemies that threaten us all. I can feel the advancing age and mortality creeping up upon me. I have rid society of one cancer known as the Baron Metis. I intend to do what I can to help rid society of this other cancer known as the Devil's Strahd.
Can I insight check?
Yeah.
Why you lying?
That's a good story, but
Yeah, I definitely believe that. Yeah, 5. I believe him.
You believe him 100%.
Herrick's is gonna retire from being an orator now. Yeah, good job, by the way.
Thank you.
That was good.
I have to say, I too lost my daughter and my husband to monsters that I have committed my life to to fighting.
You have your demons to slay.
But none of that explains the tiger.
You see,
No,
the
let's try that again.
Vistani,
Why are you?
the Vistani
Hiding.
are a plague upon this land. They serve the devil Strahd. They worship him. They adore him. That tiger is going to aid me in removing the Vistani from this land.
Where did it come from?
He came with me. You see, the Vistani took my boy. They stole him, and they sold him off like some worthless slave. Well, I intend to repay the favor. That tiger is set to attack Vistani, and Vistani only. He's trained to hunt Vistani. And that's why if that certain member of your group got close, he began to growl. He sensed Vistani.
She's only half the stunning.
So he'll lead half?
Still counts. If I were you, I wouldn't trust her. I couldn't see how you could. So yes, that's why I have my tiger. Because there's a camp of Vistani
Why
camping
does?
here.
How did you train it to wear armor?
Much time and patience.
Also, what's its name?
I mean,
Hold on, I've actually got to check that.
out of character, technically it's barding, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, kind of. You can equip your animals with
Cost twice as much to get with it though.
fun time stuff.
Josh, I didn't get to hear all of that, but that was calming me down because he was screaming until clear at the earbud at his ear.
You missed an epic monologue.
Yeah.
I'm very glad it's recorded because that sounded awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. He looks at you and says, "The tiger's name is Fluffy."
Wait, seriously? You're joking or you serious?
I'm serious.
That's awesome. I was gonna say, so basically you're John Wick.
Why do you hide as a half elf?
Strahd knows who I am. If that devil found out who I was, you think he'd let me live 2 seconds here?
Good point.
So, this little ring and hat I've got,
Do you have another one of this?
no. Well, when I wear them, you can't even tell that I'm hiding.
It's true. I couldn't tell.
Ring of disguise. It's magic.
I was gonna guess half.
Could have been the flash ring.
So, what do you say? You
How long have you been here in Valaki?
been here for about a week. Enough time for one of the Burgenmaster's stupid festivals. I've heard that's not the last.
So do you just travel around Barovia?
I've been traveling around Barovia, trying to make my last few years, or however long I have, count for something. I've got an ally already here, but I'm going to protect her identity and not tell you who she is.
It's not Lady Watcher.
Her? No.
Okay. She seems creepy.
Yeah, you should try talking to. You should try talking to the guy who works for her. Has he followed you around town yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some stories that, if half of them are true, ugh.
Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you. I was listening to you play the other night, You should probably practice your instrument. If you're gonna try and pass as a traveling entertainer, you should probably do a little practicing.
I'm more of a lore master. Believe me,
Point proven.
I can take any story that I've heard and actually make it sound good.
So what
Like-
he's saying is his actual monologue wasn't really that great. Just made it sound good.
Like I've heard a good story though, or at least a happy one.
Do you know who? Do you know a lot about Strahd? He knows
Yeah.
about you.
I know who he was. I've learned a few more things about him. I know that he
Who did he envy?
what?
Who did he envy?
Strahd envied his brother, Sergei. You see, based on my research, Strahd was in love with his brother's fiancée.
That seems like it caused problems. Is there a story there? I mean, I'm sure there's a story there. Do you know the story there?
Oh yeah, as I recall, it's
Let me flip to the things we know about Strahd page.
hold on. I'm gonna make this guy roll a history check.
Okay, fair enough.
But
So if we see
Not Bahamut,
Ben
but-
Ripton again, I was going to point out that I have expertise in history. You know, so you can show.
Oh, there it is. Things we know about Strahd. He was in
So-
love.
what happened was Strahd had moved through this land, conquered it, took it over.
When he was still human.
Yes, when
Living,
he was still a
should say.
human, and he eventually met this woman.
I've heard her
I
name
wasn't as
before.
prepared for this as I wanted to be. Mostly because of this question caught me off guard.
Hey, I've got these prophecies. I need to understand them.
He only prepared for one epic monologue tonight, okay?
Okay. So, he met this woman named Tatiana. Tatiana, Strahd immediately fell in love with her. And when he saw her, she was the apple of his eye. Nothing else meant anything like what Tatiana meant to him. However, there was one problem. You see, his brother Sergei also noticed Tatiana. And Tatiana noticed Sergei. The two of them fell in love and were actually destined to be married. But somewhere during all that, Strahd made some sort of pact with some type of dark entity. I'm not quite sure which one or how he made it. But he made that pact, and then he ended up killing his brother Sergei and trying to claim Tatiana as his own. Well, Tatiana was overcome by grief. Tatiana was overcome by all of her emotion, and she ended up throwing herself off the ledge of the castle to her death.
Do I have any of those dolls with me? That's actually a question for Sam.
No,
Do I have any of those dolls with me?
We took one. I don't know
It's probably in her
who
cart.
has it.
I was gonna say, does she look like this?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you can always show them later.
that's fine. Is she the one? Is she the woman that Blinsky makes dolls of?
Mm. No, he said he gets that inspiration from somebody.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't know who they were. I've talked to him about this. I didn't know who Henchman was describing. When,
Oh. That's a great question.
Okay.
I have to follow up on that.
just, I know this is a bit random. Do you happen to know where Sergei's buried?
Sergey? I wouldn't doubt he's buried anywhere else but Castle Ravenloft.
Is there a family crypt or something?
Yeah, I imagine that, let's see. Actually, I remember last time I was poking around that place. Yeah, he's buried down there, along with Strahd's father and mother.
Hey, actually, I just realized all this. I need to ask a question from the party. From Sarah, JC, and Matt. Not from the characters, from the from the players.
Out of character, I was about to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys tell me about these prophecies? Because I realized we never discussed that. I didn't go in there.
I think we would have talked over it. Yeah.
Would have mentioned it, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Especially when we talked about his fiance and my father, and I probably couldn't have given you the rundown.
Okay. Because probably would have rolled my eyes, but since I had the opportunity to ask, I thought I'd ask. That's all I'm asking. You should join our fight against Strahd.
I've got someone who I'm already working with. But if you need anything, you know how to find me.
Let's see, who could you be working with?
If you, and that's anything. But between you and me, I wouldn't trust that Valaki girl.
What do you know about the night hags just outside of town?
Oh, them? I know they have some dream pastry. Honestly, most of my research has been focused on Strahd. I can take out some night hags after I make sure he's gone.
I see.
If I live to tell tale.
I see.
You know,
Okay.
it's up to people like you and people like me that have been touched, that are plagued by these demons from our past, that have been affected by these monsters. And we've got to take out these bastards. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Definitely. Monsters.
So we have to kill the bad guy and not start a wage war, basically.
Alright, so you followed me to feed my tiger. He's fed. Do you need anything else?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna head back to the inn, and he puts on his hat, puts back on his ring, and his appearance changes back to that of a house elf, and he then kind of changes his face, his countenance to look a little more cheery. And, well, you know what a good night's rest does for someone. And he walks
I will
out.
see you later, Rictavio. What was his real name? Did you tell me that?
Dr. Rudolph Van Richten.
Rudolph. Van Richten.
Well, tally ho, Susan, or whatever your real name is.
Sorry, it's Mara.
Mara.
British, German,
That's
Slav.
nice to meet you.
His initial spells forever.
Dr. what now?
Dr.
Rudolph.
Rudolph Van Richten.
RVR.
Richten. Richten. Close enough. Okay, I'm gonna wait and so it doesn't look like we're walking together,
Yeah.
and then go back to the end.
Okay.
Make sure you like do your hair and stuff so that we don't think something's happened. So
Well,
they disappear.
he did say he wanted to get to know you, so
Yeah.
In a very cryptic way.
yeah.
You didn't hear that.
And then started taking stuff off.
Bow, bow, bow.
You guys didn't hear that.
No, it's out of character, but it's still funny.
Well, Well, I guess those drinks have a little bit of an effect.
You
Then.
can flirting with
Octavio
straw.
goes back. People back in the tap room. What's going on?
Oh God, that was like 8 hours ago. I finished talking about working. I think we actually left off on
We're gonna
on me telling them about, or my character telling them about the Dead Scar and zombies and Worgen, and then we transitioned over to you guys.
Oh yeah, and then they relayed everything.
No,
Yeah,
he's asking if there's anything
Oh.
else you want to do.
Oh, there.
Oh,
Like while I'm gone, I've been gone a while. So.
yes, you have.
Yeah.
Harris, were we going to arm wrestle?
What time
Why
is
not?
it?
Already won one thing
What time
today.
is it in
I'll go
Okay.
ahead and cast guidance
What
on
time
Eric's.
game? Time is it in game?
Oh, in game probably about 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
10
it.
p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
I've been
been
gone that
so
long?
far.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we were drinking and stuff. But
Yeah, you were drinking beforehand, and then you went and Rictavio had a very long talk with you.
Where are?
Well,
Does this have
this stuff is happening during my talk with Octavio, so it's not 10 o'clock yet.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock when I
So
get
it's
back.
probably 8 or 9 right now for you guys.
is the bar in purely for liquor, or do they have food as well?
They've got food.
Okay.
Okay.
The party may notice that I am accumulating a excessive amount of food at my table.
Yeah.
Are you hoarding?
But we've been traveling with an orc, so we're used to it. It just
It looks no
weird
different than what
for a
Peleus.
dainty
elf.
elf.
Already
In
been
fact,
produced
you
for
know, Peleus probably has the exact same amount in front of him.
Oh, okay.
Matt, if I win, you can just say the alcohol's talking to me.
Just got somebody to feed.
Okay.
Are y'all wanting to arm wrestle for real?
You only get an 8? Okay, well,
Yeah,
hold on.
we're
I'm rolling now with my -1. I get a 7, so 6.
No, Peleus.
Don't forget your guidance.
You -1?
Oh, wait. So, I got a -1. So, I got 6. So, what does that give me? The guidance?
D4.
So,
Wait,
Then on top
had-
of add to it.
Has yours
we might
expired
try. Hold
from
on.
him?
Let me get my
I
D4
can
out.
cast it out. It's a cantrip.
So does it drop from him and then go to him, or do they both have it now?
He only gets to use it once anyway.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
only get to use it once.
I was just curious.
So I
if
wouldn't
that is
use
how
it
it works.
Yeah. There are other things like.
But I'm
gloves and stuff
close.
that would be fun.
All right.
I
Oh,
might
okay.
actually
Alright,
sway
alright,
it, so
Fair enough.
What's about to happen
we're
right
tied.
I'm looking at noise.
So it's
And
both
peanut
8 for you guys?
now? Interesting.
Oh, wait, no. I meant 7.
Oh, 7? Okay. Peleus, you had an 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Peleus, your arm's really tired from all of that, but the last, arm wrestling challenge you did. But it seems like this guy has really puny arms, and so you don't feel like there's a whole lot of resistance there, but I mean, you're still not able to go down as fast as you would normally go down. Let's say, I'll say it gets to halfway down, like against Herrick's, but it takes you a good 5 minutes to get there. Like, people are just standing around and been like, or it takes you a good few, several seconds to get down there. People are standing around like, okay, what the crap? We thought this was gonna be a half orc slamming this guy's hand down the ground. Go ahead and roll again.
I'll cast guidance on it again.
On me.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what'd you get?
16. I'm tempted to rage, but I'm not.
Peanut butter?
Do I gotta do my -1 to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to do the minus
We are
one,
literally
but then
tied.
Wow.
I got a 17 -1.
So,
Can you roll a d4?
Yeah. That's the
So-
D4.
a few seconds go by and it stays in the exact same spot.
Wow.
Go ahead and roll again.
It's kind of intense. Dragon guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna need it. Alright.
17.
Damn it. 12. I'm almost down.
These rolls are the way down. Herrick, you have disadvantage. Go ahead and roll again.
Best way to eat Oreos.
Mm-hmm. I see.
That's a good
I thought
one.
it was milk.
That's what I get.
I'm gonna.
Doesn't talk about it. It's better with peanut butter.
I thought peanut butter candy.
23.
I didn't learn this
All
trick
right.
from my
I'm
friend
gonna
who's
roll.
lactose intolerant in college.
And I'm
She
casting
would eat
cautious,
cereal with
hideous
the
laughter on him.
Alright.
Casting what?
Cautious, hideous laughter on him. And why'd you give me the dice that crits? On disadvantage.
Alright, so,
Who's right?
It only rolls
Matt,
once for
do
him,
a,
so.
sorry, what's that? A wisdom check. Wisdom saving throw.
Fourteen, just barely made it.
Alright, yeah. So.
Is
He's
that
okay.
Is that your DC?
What'd you get, Herrick? On the,
With disadvantage?
yeah.
7, so 6.
6?
I critted on the other one though. Does that count?
Only in spirit.
Damn it.
You think you're
Hey,
pushing with
what'd
all
you
your
get?
might, and really
You
you're
feel a
Even
surge
with
of
that
power,
crit,
and
it
then your
still
arm
said
starts
30.
cramping.
Do
You
I?
could have only died with that.
That's true.
That is true, but I was hoping Tasha's hideous laughter would make you just laugh a whole lot.
So, Peleus successfully beats Herrick's.
and then he laughs a lot.
Is that die
Mini
roll and
laughs.
fantasy grounds working for you? I noticed a lot of your stuff going through Discord.
Say that again?
Is that die rolling and fantasy grounds working for you?
I'm not on my computer.
Okay,
Like,
oh yeah, you're still
streaming
busy.
earlier.
I got you. No problem.
It's
Okay,
worse
so
at the wrong time.
yeah, you have lost Herrick's, but you lasted so long you can keep your head up high. You know.
Just figuring that.
Well fought, little buddy.
Well thought indeed. I grab my tankard and we clack it together. And I get more drunk.
After a while,
Around on me.
Yay!
after a while, y'all notice Mara come back in.
And I just sit down at the table and order a drink like nothing happened.
So are we doing it? You're wanting to.
Yeah.
Battle the negative ones.
Let's do it. Might as well.
So she gets encouraged by my loss, so
All right,
I'm casting guidance on myself.
There's so much arm wrestling. in
go
this.
for it.
There's so much arm wrestling in
Ooh,
this
don't
group.
forget to cast curse on Matt.
Yeah, that comes later.
No, you said your strength is 10, Charles?
Yeah.
That makes you the
0.
only character that isn't
Okay.
either a strength-based character or an 8 in strength.
That's
I got a 14.
21.
Oh yeah, so you bring him down to halfway down.
No, but close. I
Go ahead
rolled
and
an
do it
18
again.
and then I rolled a 4 on it.
Because
Wow.
Go ahead and do it again.
Arm
It
strength from
seems
last
for
match.
Matt, strength is their main thing, and for the
15.
three of us, we have 8 in strength.
12.
Yay, we're back to even again.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured you might build.
All right. Wow.
What was the least important?
So yeah, go back even.
Okay.
Go ahead.
4.
Okay, hang on.
Gave him mile on that
Level
last
4.
one.
Oh wow.
15.
Okay, so you bring him back to half again.
This is gonna be the most pathetic arm wrestling ever.
18. Are we
Okay,
going
so
back?
3 plus 4 is 7, so 6.
Oh, back,
18.
yeah, back to halfway.
Yeah.
You know, like back
Oh
to
no, it's back to normal
back to
now.
even. Yeah, even.
Crit!
So 19, right?
That's real.
Yeah, it's gonna be another 15. So.
Okay, so you
Uh-oh.
bring her down halfway. Then, Eric,
Mm-hmm.
getting on top of your game there. Roll it down.
1. I got a 0.
Ooh.
2. 2.
If you'd rolled better, I feel like it would have gone all the way down, but not with a 2.
Well, yeah. So
So we're back to. I'm losing track. Straight
back
up
to
again.
even. Yeah, straight up. A lot of this people were just kind of not watching anymore and just going back to what they were doing.
Also, while you guys are arm wrestling, there's just like, and you guys are just like going nowhere.
Probably laughing a little.
Yeah, you're just going nowhere with it. You're like,
I'm going to encourage or distract them by saying, "I'll buy a drink for the winner."
Okay, so
Oh
20.
god, it's never gonna end then.
Huh?
It's gonna
20?
go forever.
Well, I
Alright,
should
so
say,
I'm back to
encourage
halfway
the
down
luring
again.
and distribute Terex.
It's like all over the place.
9.
1.
Yes! We're back.
Oh, wait,
to
yeah.
back to straight up.
Wait. 2. 2.
Oh,
But yeah.
yeah, still back
Not
to
that it matters.
Longest arm wrestling match in the history of arm wrestling. Oh shit. 3.
19. This doesn't make any sense.
So now I'm back down to halfway.
So the rest of the party's gonna go camp out, and by morning they'll be done.
They said we got like a 1.
4.
We're tied!
Still halfway. Yeah, still halfway.
No! I want to reroll. 3.
9.
Okay, so she brings you down 3/4 of the way down the Herrick. You have disadvantage on this.
Oh.
Shit. Do you want the good one or the bad one this time?
I don't care.
If you want to win or do you want to lose?
Just throw it, man. Just throw it. It's not worth it.
Who's better last time?
Not
So
worth
you
it.
won the crit.
9.
7.
Yes!
So halfway,
I'm redeemed!
you have a moment of wisdom and feeling.
Oh, we're not going quietly into the night. Ah. Going to live on.
12.
14.
Oh, back.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
12.
This is the match
15.
that does it.
At this,
It goes on
the
and
bartender
on,
turns to
my
both of
friend.
you and says, "Look, I'll pay for both of you to have a drink if you just stop right now."
It's a time!
Halfway.
So he just kicks the table out from under him.
16.
10.
Wow.
Now I'm down to 3/4.
Yeah, 3/4. So you have disadvantage.
We're
on
still
3/4.
taking him up on the 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Because we're going to stop food.
Totally after the 2 drinks. Turning that dice.
No, just trying to read it.
Rolling them bones.
Because it doesn't really help me much.
Herrick's is all burned out. Well, I got a 17 on one, but then I rolled a 1 on the other.
Oh.
0.
You fuck this dice, man. Last
That's
time I
funny
did-
because I rolled a 7.
It balanced itself out.
So, you have been beaten here.
Barely.
That was tough. I have a new respect for you now,
Equal soul.
fellow weakling like me.
Yeah.
Fellow
I'll toast him with her fruit drinks.
So,
'cause
Yeah.
we totally make it like we just gave out for
Oh, yeah, he
For the barbecue.
came back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all had noticed before Mara came in that Rictavio had come through and went upstairs to his room.
Okay.
We didn't. We were arm wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
It was pretty intense.
You're like two
So-
BBC
So yeah, if
characters.
he's not around, then I will tell
Pretty
them.
much.
I will tell them that he really doesn't like you, Thalari.
I look like I'm gonna cry
Aw.
because like she felt something like they were gonna be like that,
Racism hard, man. Racism is hard. It's hard.
and then later when they see him again, she's gonna try way too hard.
And
Don't try hard.
I'm not gonna tell you that he's really a doctor human old guy named Rudolph. I'm just gonna hold on to that.
See if
His
it knows.
name is River.
For 10.
But I will tell you that it seems like I leave out his son, the vampire, the Baron, the guy he killed. Basically most of the story. Just holding on to his disguise thing. And
that he has a trained tiger that is trained to kill Valaki. Or, not, Svistani. That's the word. Because they sold his son and all that. I'm gonna tell you guys the story.
That's kind of messed up.
You will tell us the story in a vastly inferior way.
Basically.
Because you can't top that.
So what happened to the
Exactly.
Vistani that stole his son? That's crazy.
I got the impression that he at least considered murdering the entire camp, but I'm not sure.
I can kind of understand
Little
because,
murder.
you know, it did end up having my entire family killed too, even though I wasn't there. So, well, except for Peleus. So, yeah. I'll give him that. I want him to like me. And then I take the drink and I down it like a shot. And look pathetic. And anything else?
I drink my drink with my other hand because my missing arm's gone. I'll worry about it.
Sounds like though we should probably look into any Vistani that in particular that he's concerned about, like other than me.
Yeah. Oh, and that little crazy thing that weirdo lady at the camp told you?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd look into that since, we had that information. See if it comes of anything. But I did find out who Strahd envied.
Who is that?
His brother. Then I can tell that story too. Pretty sure he's buried in the family crypt at
Let's see.
Desecrated, face down.
Probably.
I don't know. I mentioned the fiance too. What's her name?
Who on the back of the stage?
Rena and is Mark still staying at the inn?
I think so.
Yes.
Maybe we should go talk with them and see if they have any more on any of that, really.
We're good.
And find out what their plans are from here. Because it was just bring her to Valaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I guess find out what they're planning to do and go from there. And then I want to go swing by Van Richten's. Well, no, I won't swing by there. I'm just gonna go over to the innkeeper and offer to pay Van Richten's tab.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you make sure that that Victavia would know that you're paying for his tab?
Yes.
Not Rictavio, right?
Well, both really, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, I guess his
These two
checked in.
people.
He's
Was
checked
she-
in under the name Rictavia. So.
Yeah. Mara said Ryan said that she would not
Reveal
tell
it.
you his true name.
Okay, so Rictavia. Well, because she'd
Right.
probably feel even worse being shunned by a human.
Ricky.
Not in a bad way, really, but
Mhm.
like nobody likes her. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pay his tab.
Okay. Alright, so you pay his tab. Very nice. He takes about 3 gold pieces from you.
Okay.
Anyone else wanting to do anything else?
Out of pure curiosity, is 3 gold pieces a lot from Boost?
No, not a whole lot.
Now, after you raid a haunted house.
Staying in the inn isn't that expensive, but anything we've looked to buy has been very expensive.
Oh.
They really like
Very expensive. Anything along the lines of adventuring gear or weapons, anything like that. We haven't even tried for magic stuff. Very expensive. Like 5 times what it was other places.
Okay. So it is.
I guess I'll dive in. My character bids the party adieu. She has something to do, and the all of the food she had amassed is now wrapped in a, I don't know, something akin to potato sackcloth,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
strung over my shoulder as I exit the bar.
And you go and you
Did we
feed
pay for that? Or did you?
Huh? No, you didn't.
Okay. I was making sure.
So like
And
he's like that friend that you, she's like that friend that you go out with, and like she has a ton of stuff, but she still insists on splitting the bill, you
Yeah.
know, 3 ways or whatever.
Yeah.
My character would never do such a thing. How dare you?
I was like, but I didn't even do any of this. Why
Yeah.
would I have to pay for them?
Alright, guys, splitsies.
Like, I'm allergic to all of this stuff, and you're
Yeah.
making me pay for it.
It crosses my mind that I should follow her.
You're the
Okay.
follower person.
I'm gonna follow too.
Alright.
But
Wait, no,
then
I
I
wanna do that.
realize it's late and I
Okay.
just have another drink and go to bed.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go out and check on Fernando and Ramona and
Yeah.
make sure they're bedded down for the night.
Who and who?
As you do so,
My mule and his 4 horse.
as you do so, you do see what's your name, Tahara, you know, at the stables as well with a tiger. Aurora.
Or run away, like, quickly.
Cheat.
And you might hear a squeal or something. She runs away.
Okay.
She's come out.
Anyone else wanting to do anything else before bed? Okay.
It's good.
Y'all wanting to take a long rest?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Alright.
And a potty break.
Okay, let's take a bathroom break.
Tahara will be sleeping in the stable with Aurora.
Okay.
I'm gonna press the
Save on
rest button on my.
expenses, huh?
Hmm?
Saving on expenses.
She's
Supplement.
she's very used to the wilderness, and
He
she would rather sleep with no one else but Aurora.
You better keep the cat away from my meal.
They want to rumble.
Taking a
Besides, meals are way too gamey.
Mm-hmm.
She's used to enemies and people food at this
And we're back at the stream. So everyone decided to take a long rest.
That rest was brought to you by the Kings.
Are you all staying? Are you all staying in the same room, or
Yes, we can now.
Video just got flashed.
what?
Can we get the room next to Rictavio?
Yeah,
We
you can
already
get
have-
the room next to
Let's do
Rictavio.
it.
Nice, you pulled out, Ryan. Thanks.
All right.
That way we can hear when he gets up.
Okay. All right. About 2 a.m. You hear a subtle on the door.
Of our room?
Yes.
Are we in the same room? Or girls and boys or something?
I'm in the stable, so I can't.
Okay.
do this.
Yeah. She's at the table. Delari,
Probably.
you are awakened by the knock.
Okay. I'll go up to the door and open it.
Wait, we're all awake.
A little bit.
Hold on.
Not all the way. I'll like
Okay.
keep the chain on.
Make
Okay.
a wisdom saving throw.
Great.
Which we're all ready.
At least it's wisdom saving throws. That's cocked. Which is good because it was probably
We're getting
almost
ready to make
three.
someone laugh.
Probably.
A little too early in
Did
the
we say
morning.
we're all in the same room? Is that
Yeah.
what we said?
Yeah.
So let's all wake up and prepare ourselves.
Great. 25.
25.
That's a lot better than when it was cocked.
Oh,
Because then it was like 3 or like whatever else was
Okay.
on the other side.
you see before you Strahd.
Oh.
Why, hello, dear. Nice to see you again.
Hi. Thanks for knocking first. Appreciate that.
Yes.
What's up?
Can I come inside?
Did we ever get told that about vampires?
Yes.
Well, you know what? Let me just come out and talk to you, and then talking a little louder.
Okay. The rest of you begin to stir awake a little bit.
You know, don't try to whisper or anything. I don't know.
It's
Everybody
okay.
else is asleep right
This
now.
can
I don't want
be-
to disturb them.
Once you take the chain off, he goes ahead and kind of allows you to usher outside, and then as you're talking loud,
I'm so gonna die.
basically kind of closes the door.
Okay.
So, this can be a conversation for just the two of us.
You been.
Okay.
You seem very, very intelligent and wise for such a young age. I want to applaud that when I see it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You seem like someone worthy of a very superior mate.
Cool snap. Bow chicka bow wow.
I am looking for someone as wise and intelligent as you. If you would be interested to accompany me as a ruler of this land.
That's completely out of character.
You seem like you're well educated, but that you're not well versed in the language of love.
That's true.
Well, that's something I can teach you.
I bet he can teach you a lot of things.
Okay.
Dino Dave's probably got a lot of endurance.
Are you actually blushing right now?
Yeah, she is. She's starting a little red.
I
Are you
don't know.
terrible in bed?
Damn, Josh, you got skills. All right.
Was
Is that how
not
you got Ryan?
anticipating that. I'm like, you know, how do I not die right now? I don't really know how to respond to that. It's very flattering.
You should be.
Wow. Is this how he pulls you right now?
Just how many
Think
times
it
I
over.
wake up.
I will be back to you.
Alright, I can do that. I can definitely do that.
Know that I can take rejection if that's your intent. But I've been watching you for some time since you've been in my land, and you would prove a worthy consort to me.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. And at that, he bows down and kind of grabs your hand and kisses you on the wrist.
I'm so glad this is recorded.
I'm probably in too much shock and just like, what the hell is going on right here? Do you really resist that right now?
Yeah. And kind of brushes his hand on your cheek and says farewell, and walks off. And you then kind of hear a sound later on, and hear the fluttering of wings.
That probably does save a lot of gas, so it's probably pretty smart. What time is it around?
It is,
At that point,
what time did I say?
Is it 2?
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
I'm gonna go down to the bar and see if anybody's out there.
Sounds like it's midnight o'clock is what it
You
sounds
go
like.
down. The bartender's just cleaning up from last call,
I see.
and he's stacking his glasses.
I think I had a dream or a nightmare. I'm not sure which. Could I have something to drink? I need a shot or something. I don't know.
Make sure you return the glass. And he pours you one and hands it to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I kind of sip on it and head back upstairs and
Okay.
try to mull things over and take it in and process it.
Alright. The rest of you wake up at normal ripe time of 6 to 7 a.m.
Well, hold on, weren't we already started wake day?
Yeah, oh. Yeah, that's
So,
right.
I mean, we're kind of like what just.
Because she was she was talking loud.
Even that.
So, she goes, do you go back in the room eventually?
Eventually, I'll kind of walk around a little bit and then go back in.
Okay. So you all see Thalari come in a little flustered,
Disheveled.
disheveled.
Hair messed up.
Not disheveled. Just unable to
Priest,
speak.
she's not that easy.
Yeah, she can't
Satisfied
really.
look
She
on
doesn't
her
know what to say, and she looks very.
Happy Cricket Wolf.
She doesn't. She looks, torn. I guess.
So, do you always look this way when random men knock on the door and you disappear at night?
You would know that in
Someone's gonna
character.
answer every question.
You would know that in character.
I just went out to get a drink. That was very strange.
For us all.
Yeah.
Wasn't everybody asleep there?
Yeah,
You guys
we
heard
woke
some
up.
of it. I don't know
Oh,
And
if
she
you
walked
guys
out and started
Yeah.
talking, and then came back, and now
Oh,
she
yeah.
was all flustered.
Okay. I misimagined it. I thought she left and everybody was knocked out.
I heard them knocking the door though.
Well, the statement had been issued that, hey, wait till we get up. So I guess I took it too literally. So that's on me then. If I took that too literally, I figured get up meant everybody was still asleep. So
We were like that halfway kind of.
Yeah.
Someone just make a.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just
Yeah,
missed
that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, I just missed it.
Not like
Yeah.
fully awake.
I was like, if you cast silence, I'll y'all dead. Just murdering somebody next to you, you don't even know what's happening. Like, oh god, no.
Strahd came by, check on us, I guess.
Man, you his bad.
Yeah, if I had heard, I heard her talking. I feel like I would have jumped out of bed and gone to the door holding my gun. Not if he closed the door, I wouldn't have opened it, but I would have been listening.
Okay.
At least for signs of a struggle or
You didn't hear any signs of a struggle.
signs
Happy
of
struggle.
giving in. If I heard the
He was trying to get
fluttering
her
or whatever, I'd probably open the door, see her going
Okay.
downstairs by
Yeah.
herself, and be okay. Go back to bed. That's what I would do.
Okay. But you do eventually see her come back in the room.
So Strahd comes to the door, you answer it, you leave, and then now you're coming back all flustered. Do tell.
I show him my
Now
neck.
we're awake.
I'm good, right?
Nothing happened.
I don't see bite marks with it.
Not even first base, okay. He made me an offer.
Well, we know that doesn't work well.
It was weird.
And what offer was this?
Apparently he's recruiting.
Handmaid.
He's looking for a special lady friend.
Well, apparently more than one, because I swear I know he's still after Irina too.
What's
I should
what was
probably.
the fiance's name? I've been looking through my notes.
Oh, Tatiana.
I wrote that down like 3 times. Okay, alright.
Yeah, I'm okay. I was trying to calculate time.
Actually, I do kind of want to go find Irina while she's and see and talk to her about this too.
Okay. Do you wake her up?
Hi, Irina. So Strahd says hi. I don't mean that in a creepy, like I'm threatening you way.
You've spoken to him?
Yeah, he came by the inn here and knocked on our door, and apparently he's got some openings for us. Apparently.
You mean he wants your openings?
You're not.
It's not that gross.
What did you say?
Does he ever ask you to help him rule the land?
I just remember a flash or something like that where he's mentioning to me he wanted me to be by his side. You're not planning on listening to that monster, are you?
No, but I do want to understand more about this. So you don't remember really any of your conversations with him other than that?
No, as soon as I see him, he begins to, it's like I'm under some sort of spell, and the only thing I think of him as is just a love. My beloved, but I don't want to. And she kind of begins sobbing a little bit.
Do I feel like she's got something cast on her?
You would recognize that as a spell that would basically cause the person to regard Strahd as a very close friend.
And I think she might be on that?
No, that she...
Or that what she's describing.
What she's describing is that spell.
Are you feeling that right now?
No, not at all. I don't want to see that monster again.
Okay.
Disguise is working.
So, okay. Good to know.
Was he here?
A little bit.
Are we safe?
Safe as we can be, I guess. I told him I would think it over.
Oh shit, she don't kill you now. That's my man.
Because I wasn't really sure what to say to him.
That's my creepy stalker man.
And then what's her face? The daughter. What's her name? The Crazy Mary's daughter.
Oh,
shows
Gertruda?
up. Yeah, Gertruda. Yeah. So he seems to, be having a collection there. From the sound of it. I guess I'm going to ask her more about Gertruda. Just to kind of refresh my memory too.
Yeah. Gertruda, her and I only played once in a while. Really never was much at all. In fact, I didn't even meet her until I was 13, 14. We interacted once or twice, but I can't even call her a friend. I mean, you can't call someone a friend that you've only ever seen twice in 7 years or 12 years.
True. Okay. I think I'm gonna do some research and find out more about him.
Please, if you can. Oh, are you saying that out of here?
Well, I guess it's kind of both.
Okay. He basically just says, thank you, and if we're not safe here, then I don't know if there's a good hiding place for us at all.
You could go to the church. We brought the bones back by St. Andrew.
What does that mean?
I think he might be safer there.
I would like that, yes.
Okay, we can take you a little later.
Okay.
Or if you'd like us, Mark could take you. We'll figure it out.
You disguise as a boy again. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
definitely.
Alright.
Alright, I'll leave her be.
Okay.
And see what you guys are gonna do, or I can go spend time with my 50 plus books.
You did this in the middle of the night, so we're going to continue sleeping.
Okay, I'll go back to sleep then. I'll sleep a little bit, but I'll try to get up a little earlier and start reading my books.
Did you want to say something? You had your hand raised.
Oh no, I was just.
Oh, stretching. All right, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. So you all wake up. You do take the benefit of a long rest. You know, 'cause Delari, you were a little tired during all of that, but you know, shocking. But you do get a full rest regardless.
Okay, that's good.
That's that charm.
So you wake up. You all come
Vampires are good at that stuff.
downstairs to the tap room for breakfast.
I bring the glass back.
Yeah. The other bartender there thanks you for it. You have a nice breakfast of
The morning bartender.
Oh, you know.
scrambled eggs, ham, bacon, and turkey sausage. They wanted a healthy option.
Turkey sausage is good. Turkey sausage is really good.
It is really good.
As long as we don't get turkey bacon.
All right. What do you?
Depends on how you get it.
What do you all do now?
It can be.
Is the brand too. What do we want to do now? Oh, go by the what do you call the guy who works metal? Blacksmith.
The blacksmith. Okay.
You need to check on this book.
So you head to the blacksmith office. You find him in, and you encounter a very short, stubby, pudgy-looking guy. He introduces himself as Stefan.
Would I encounter them in transit?
Yeah, I mean, I assume you eventually go in the tap room and get some breakfast
Yeah.
yourself. So, yeah. Are you willing to join them to the blacksmith?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, was everybody going? I know Matt wanted to go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yep, I definitely need to go too.
Also, is
Anything to
there a
get
butcher?
out of that place. A little weird now.
What?
Is there a butcher in this thing?
Yeah, you'll find the butcher.
It is now a secure place to be alone.
What
You
is
can see
this?
him after the blacksmith. So you guys find a blacksmith named Stefan. He's standing there, no shirt, and he's very hot, sweaty from working with the blacksmith metal and doing his blacksmith thing. You find every now and then he runs his fingers over his abs just to make sure that they're still there.
How old is he?
What?
How old is he?
He's 35. He's short though, but
But human?
he human, yeah.
Okay.
Clearly looks like another Barovian. Hey, so what can I help you all for? And he, as he sees Mara, as he sees you and Thalari and what's your character's name? Tahara. As he sees you all, he really shows off his abs and begins showing them. So he's flexing at the same time as he's standing there. What can I help you for?
All right. When I notice this,
Just gonna look over at the guys. Wait, what?
when I notice this, I'm going to step in front of Peleus, who I imagine was stepping up to ask this question.
Hey, Peleus, arm wrestle.
No, I'm going to, and like put my hand on his arm. Say, my friend here was just looking to see how much it would cost to get his great axe, right? Matt?
He did.
His great axe silvered.
I think he has a great axe.
And my sword, maybe.
Sorry. Yes.
Get it together, Matt.
So are you two?
No.
All right.
What did we ever decide with the silver short sword? JT's got that?
No.
That's me, I think.
I don't know what we figured out.
We never really
Yeah, that's
decided
me,
anything.
'cause I got one
Ryan's still holding it.
That's fine.
Who else can actually use this stupid thing?
I called it Steam.
I can.
I mean,
I switched.
It's versatile, right? Wait, is it Marshall?
Finesse. Marshall finesse.
Oh yeah, finesse. I get those words mixed up.
That's pretty.
It is
much
Marshall. I can use Marshall weapons.
I can use some.
Or I guess the better question: who all will use that?
I won't.
I probably won't use it that much.
It's currently
I
in my
mean,
inventory named Silver.
It would
We
be
know
a
it's
backup
Steam.
for me.
Yes, but
I need.
I think
arrow
it would be a
hits.
backup for anyone.
It'd be backup for anyone but JT, right?
Although for
He
last
probably
night,
wants a
it wouldn't be
longsword,
bad
too.
idea to carry
I did longsword too, which I think does more damage.
Okay.
It does.
So I would probably use it
Um,
if it's for fighting like a
well,
gun or something.
It'd be a backup
And
for anyone.
and my friend's longsword.
Use sword for monsters.
So, a great axe and a long sword.
And
I have a longsword.
2 long swords and a great axe.
It's
Well,
like the only thing I can do.
you've come to the right place, and he kind of begins to throw his very long black hair back a little bit.
I thought this might be the right place.
Fabio.
Yeah.
I watch very closely.
I'm trying hard not to just burst out of laughter, but I do chuckle.
Well, Yara, really. And I lean a little closer to him, and
It's okay. You can touch.
I reach over and gently touch it.
All right.
And I'm like, so how much should that cost us for that?
Well,
Following
And
my
I kind
lead.
of smile, but I don't know if it really plays out because I don't actually know what I'm doing.
Following her lead, I go to her side, and gently caress my fingertips across his chest. While she talks, because I don't want him thinking about prices. We're trying to get this for the cheap.
well,
We have to up the rating on the stream.
the blood is definitely not in his head right now, and
Can only have
he
so
looks
much.
at the 3 of you and he says, "Well, I think we can do a group discount if you know what I'm talking about."
Oh, snap.
He might have
If that's
to
the case,
explain
get
it to
my
us.
longsword done too.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Awkward.
I'd say for
Oh, the name is fun. I mean, he's a little gay
I'd say
too,
for
so.
I'd say for
You're good,
3
Peleus.
3 weapons like that, I could do it for 250 gold pieces total.
That much, really? Is it? It's
That must be a really hard process.
yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, well, we're finding it. I mean, and that's me giving you a discount. Hey,
Didn't we have?
if
Oh.
and he kind of points to the orc. If he had walked back in here, I'd say 100 gold pieces for a weapon.
I do have this silverware. Would this help with the materials?
That will help. 225.
How much is the silver?
Now,
worth?
what if
Nothing.
we have lots of things to slay? What if we let everyone know
At least that's what it seemed like when I
that
asked before.
you are the great blacksmith that essentially saved the town? For we would not have been able to do that
Actually.
without you.
Well, I've got
Kill one.
great news
Yeah.
for you, lady. I'm the only blacksmith in town, so they already know that.
Actually,
But
how
sure,
about
I just whispered.
Where did
I
You
don't
may be
think he
locally
cares about
known.
your heroics. He just
Wait.
cares about you.
how about
Where did
150
you
gold
learn to do
pieces
that?
and this jewelry box? It's
Uh,
worth 75.
I don't have a lady to give that jewelry box to. You see,
Really fun.
I was engaged to this. He kind of looks off in the distance. I was
Uh-oh.
engaged to this girl
About to get back.
for the longest time, but her family, they made her call it off. You see, they just couldn't have. They couldn't have their daughter, their very rich, very spoiled daughter, be married to a sweaty, hunk of a blacksmith like me.
Oh,
Are-
no snaps.
Are
Slightly
you?
uncoded question.
what's
Is
her
it possible
name?
for half-elf human eyes to just
What was
roll out
her
of their head sometimes? Is that a thing?
No, but you might risk it a little bit.
What was her name?
I cast Unseen Servant because I want a invisible hand here in a minute.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm actually agreeing
Her
to
name?
this. I don't know if it's you guys.
Her,
I was just wondering if it was Stella, the creepy lady's.
oh,
Daughter.
Stella?
I kinda
No, I've
wondered.
never met her. Her name was Valentinia.
Okay.
Oh, my dearest Valentinia.
Where is she
How I
now?
long for you. I long for your beauty. If only I had you here in my arms.
Oh.
Maybe we could do
So
something
your heart
about that.
belongs to another. And I look disappointed.
Did she
Secretly
what happened to her? Did
fake
she make her marry
disappointed.
someone else?
No, her family was eventually murdered by the Devil's Strand.
Well, you know,
Then surely you
Stories around here just never have a happy ending, do they?
No, that's our lot in life, it seems.
Missed a golden opportunity there.
so where is she buried?
She's buried in the cemetery with her. Well, I guess it's her old husband now. You know, I really dodged a spear there. You know.
Yeah, I suppose you did.
I
you
do.
know,
We,
my friends tell me that there's
Exactly.
just
this
you
is
know, we
really
talk about
tall
there's
face.
so much love to go around in this world. Could we even be tied down to one woman?
I know what you mean.
Just holding them out.
So for everyone else, we in our party inventory do have 150 gold pieces and a jewelry box worth 75, which would bring us to 225. Which, if we can sell the jewelry box, would cover it. I feel like this actually is a discount from their other research that I did. Is everyone okay with that?
Yep,
Is there
that
any
sounds good.
work
It's
we
actually
could do
your
right
goal,
now?
so I
Is
don't.
there what?
I don't
Is
have
there
to
any
say.
work that we could do in exchange for some of this too?
Oh, he'll put you to work
No,
hard.
hey, did we want to get Charles any arrows?
Yeah, that
It's above our budget.
arrows are kind of reusable depending on the situation.
Can't you make them though? Should make them.
Well, DM, can I make arrows? Because basically you just need to melt
You
and
can
dip.
arrow, bro.
I don't really need them to be
Standard
crafted.
arrows. Yeah, you would pretty much have
silver. Can he silver
Yeah,
the arrows
so I
he
can
has?
just, I
silver
can just
them?
dip them.
And
I only need I would need a full arrowhead. You only need a little bit in theory.
I'd say with
Just to-
if you keep some silver, you can make about 10 arrows.
Okay.
So we could purchase some some silver.
Yeah.
But if we talk to this guy and paid him, it would be that we don't have to count ammo anymore.
Yep.
So why don't you ask him if he could silver your arrows? If you know what I mean.
You silver my arrows, I silver yours. What's
So-
his name?
Are we
Stefan.
are we renegotiating our price? Here we go.
Well, I think we're set for the set, but then
So
you know.
Well, I mean,
And
if this is literally all we have, we can.
there's
figure
more
something
money.
out. Okay.
There's a platinum necklace we can try and sell.
Yeah.
So Stefan, I also need my arrow silvered, and I would imagine that wouldn't require. I'll be working on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't require much. I'll tell you what. For some arrows, it'd be 50 gold pieces.
How many can you do for that price?
For that price, I give you as many as you need.
And I just say out loud, show him some skin. Just like matter of factly.
Wow.
That might help.
Tahara attempts to pull down her armor, but it's not working because it's trapped into her. Because she would totally try. She'd be like, but it wouldn't work.
It's worth
You
a
just
shot.
like
So
Give me
you
some-
buckle one of
you
your
pull it
Strap.
a little bit down. It's like, oh, that's all right, honey. That's all right,
Strap.
honey. I tell you what,
Clip.
you seem like a nice girl. About 45 gold pieces.
I have a question for Josh.
Yeah.
If everyone is getting their weapons silvered,
Okay.
Yes.
do I have silver bullets from my backstory? As many as I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think so? Okay.
Yeah. And I was basically just gonna make you wait out until everyone could get a silver weapon.
That's fine.
So,
I'm just making sure.
So do we need to pay this all in
So
cash
wait-
up front, or can we like open a line of credit?
Bring the
No.
rest when you finish.
I tell you what, give me half now, half when I get done.
Okay, that's
Okay.
a deal.
Yeah. So, that was 45 for the arrows. You talked the guy down to 225. That's a total of 270.
And that is for a great axe and 3 long swords, right?
And
And I need my arrows. Silver.
Ooh, do we get my mom's sword too?
You should.
I thought it was your great
Sounds
axe.
What are you?
is your great axe,
I don't
and we
know.
had 3 long swords.
Crossbow.
Sorry, no, 2 long swords.
I was waiting
Oh,
for that.
If it's literally all that I can
Yeah.
use, you're covered.
But yeah, like
So,
Charles and I are gonna share arrows.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, what do you do now?
You've got the short sword and you mostly use magic
He
anyway.
turns around and
Never
you
mind,
know,
I need to shoot someone at distance.
while the ladies are present, he continues like flexing his muscles and like
So we should
you know,
probably go
lifting
so
up
he's
stuff
working
that
on-
really doesn't require that much flexing.
My
But,
unseen servant smacks him in the back of the head.
oh god.
oh, wow!
Just once.
It's just the cost of being
Wow.
so beautiful.
And he gets smacked in the head again.
We're basically dealing with young Arnold Schwarzenegger and his Conan the Barbarian days. Where he's like picking up something. He's like, oh, let me get that up there.
He's on my muscle street for the spoon.
You know, for a certain point, you're
What is that
trying
like?
too hard.
On
Oh, just-
Transformers, he's like, got the disco ball.
Yeah.
It's lit.
That away. This long sword would be heavy for other guys.
But I can't help, when you said Stefan, I can't help but think of Steve Urkel's.
Yes.
Stefan,
Yes.
yeah. Stefan Urkel.
That was what I thought of too.
I almost tried to ask if I saw a machine where he turned into glasses nerdy guy.
So you went to the blacksmith's house. As you come back, kind of to the part of town that you're used to, you pass through the town square, and you see the blacksmith's shop is in the town square. You see the shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. At the north end of the square stands a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children wearing crude plastered donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west.
Where's this on the map?
Down to that area that I just shown, that bottom right-ish area.
So where the circus was.
Yeah.
Right here?
No, to the left.
Here?
No, you see that town square?
Oh, that little
Where the
square with
dot
the dot
is.
in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square are posted proclamations. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendants and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. The
Are-
Baron.
Are the pikes provided for the children? Because I have actually seen pictures like that.
The what festival?
A Wolf's Head Jamboree.
I'm glad the Impaler didn't get his reputation for nothing.
As you're lingering here, you see three guys come out. One of them orders 2 guards to begin tearing down some of the Wolf's Head Festival posters, and they begin putting up another one that says, "Come on, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well. The Baron."
So it was every celebration the greatest celebration of the year.
They've already learned the Burgomaster puts on a celebration once a week.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. I would have been a lot more excited if it had been the setting sun, but I guess we can't win them all.
Oh yeah, it was the wolves thing when we got here.
Yeah.
Do you
I
have a
think
question?
it just happened.
Yeah.
Are the buildings in range of some specific node, or is it just a map?
Yeah, they're specific node buildings. And
Okay.
so, one is a lady's house that they mentioned. One is Andrel's church. The one in the center there is the
This
inn.
is the church, I think.
Yeah.
This is the inn.
The one down just below the inn is the toy maker.
Why not?
To the right the one up there is a lady's house. To the right,
The creepy lady.
right
who has
there
the
we
cold.
have the coffin shop, and then we have Rictavio's carnival wagon.
So it was a
Octavio's here, then.
good little ways away then, huh?
So you see him as y'all are standing there. More of the posters get replaced with the new Festival of the Blazing Sun poster.
Do we notice anything about the
Get these
people putting them up, or the guy telling them to?
Every now and then they'll look back at the guy. He looks bossy. He looks like he loves power. I mean, he clearly enjoys being.
Is he the Burgomaster or is he
I was wondering
A
if
henchman.
he's the henchman.
the particular henchman? What's his name?
That is a question for him.
I'm gonna go up and talk to him,
Okay.
Wait, the Burgomaster's here?
and I'm
Someone
gonna
is
open
here.
with,
We don't know what
"Hi,
Burgomaster looks like.
the Festival of the Blazing Sun. What's that?"
Well, it's the latest festival from the Burgomaster.
What was that being him?
Really?
What
Okay.
happens during the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
Well, you have to see. It's in 2 days now.
Okay. May I ask your name?
Oh yes, I'm Ezek Strathny. Now, if you'll need anything, I've got work to do.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey, Easy, do you need any help?
From you, no.
What is that supposed to mean?
I prefer to have work done by people I trust.
Fair enough.
When that happens, my unseen servant tears down one of the signs.
Your unseen servant
One of
is
the old signs or the
is
new
Loki
signs?
from
One of
Thor.
the new signs.
We're never gonna
Okay.
leave this town alive.
But he doesn't know it's me, so can't see it. It's unseen.
Definitely not gonna.
Brian's gonna die before the end of the night.
Yeah. Alright,
Just
so
make sure I'm
did
not-
we ask how long Stefan how long it was gonna take?
He was rude.
As you're standing there, Stefan said it would take 3 days.
Okay.
Delari, as you were standing there talking to him, you realize that his arms got some weird spikes.
Nice.
Or one of his arms.
What's that mean?
I'm tempted to ask him.
Like he bristled up when she talked to him?
No, just that they're there.
Okay.
Like
Somebody
the spikes
mentioned-
inside of his arm?
Somebody
Like
mentioned
his skin
something
is
about his
spiky?
arm, but I don't remember.
Or is he like wearing spikes like he's a golf punk person?
I don't like something like.
Yeah, like his actual skin.
Yeah, his actual skin.
I was thinking Marrow from X-Men Universe. Bones.
They
And
metal.
the,
Yeah, I didn't
Taking it
write.
closer.
All I wrote down is that he was the Burgermaster henchman who threatened to raid on the toy shop.
Yeah, and is obsessed with the dolls. That's really strong arm you've got there. You know, my brother has been trying to arm wrestle everybody around town. I just would really love to take you on if that would be okay.
oh god.
Yeah, well, he's got a fight coming to him if he comes my way.
It would just be a friendly one. Maybe you guys could have a duel.
Ain't no fight, a friendly fight.
Oh snap. He's going in.
Okay, point made.
I'm going to like grab Thilari's by the arms and steer her to another direction at this point.
Okay.
Perfect the doll. We should
Grapple
show the
check.
doll.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna try to fight that.
Does that make it a grapple check?
Are you, Thalari, are you fighting her?
Yes.
Okay.
After knocks over.
Grapple check.
She lost.
We already knew that.
She critted so hard the dice tower exploded.
Let's put, put that together. Okay. I'm just gonna roll 20 with the no. Actually, no, I'll cast guidance on myself.
I don't know what part that is.
I'll throw it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Oh, Thilari, don't forget we have that appointment with that guy. Come on. And, like grab her by the arms, like just
19.
14.
I just want to ask one more question if that's okay.
What?
Are you looking for a woman?
What's it to you?
The toy maker said you had these dolls made. We might know who you're looking for.
Yep. I can
Yes,
handle that.
I'm looking for someone.
Well, if you'll be willing to speak to us reasonably.
I'm looking for my sister.
Your sister. What's her name?
Her name is Arena.
Alright. Come by and see us at the inn later.
Okay. What time will you be there?
I look at the rest of you guys because I don't know whichever go with that.
Is there a sundial?
Evening?
Yeah, this evening. That'll work.
Is that specific enough?
Yeah, that'll work.
6 o'clock on the sundial.
Good.
Sundial.
Okay.
I will see you there. Don't disappoint me.
I'll do my best not to.
Alright?
Alright, and now I'll stop resisting.
Making friends everywhere we go.
Yeah, she sucks at that. She really know how to have
Okay.
Okay, so
it helps to know where it goes.
the
Even
the hags, we were waiting until we got silver weapons to do that, right? So that's gonna be 3 days.
I'm assuming we're detached from weapons until then.
yeah.
You guys are.
Yeah, you
I would imagine I still have.
you have given him the weapon that you wanted to be silvered.
So
Okay, so we're kind of unarmed until then, I guess.
You guys.
Sort of.
we had
I
we had some extra weapons, I think.
Well,
We did. But I don't think we should take the hags on yet.
We
until
shouldn't, but we're
figure this
not
out.
defenseless, is what I mean to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I solved
that's
myself
not
and everything.
like
So
six
this
javelins.
is
I honestly,
I've got some crossbows.
I'll agree for
I have a crossbow.
What was that?
I have my
Matt?
crossbow.
No, I was just saying, I've got a long sword and several javelins, so if anyone needs anything. Plus, we still have the short sword, right?
We've still got the.
Who's
You
magic?
had a short sword. I had a. I have my
Who's
whip.
magic and
And I got a crossbow.
I'm magic-y.
I mean,
With not really any physical.
Huh?
But I can swing a sword.
I don't have any magic whatsoever in any form. which is a big difference for me.
Even in her final form.
It's pretty much me and him for magic-y.
I said, can we
In
get
him a little.
fanny caps from our tigers? And just give them a little grill, a little wrapper grill.
You can get some flat fang caps for your tiger.
Okay, so we're not going
She's
after the
scared
hags
for
yet.
So we should
What?
probably just wait till the festival.
Well, I mean, there's other things we could do.
Out of character, she never probably is target, and he tried to get her.
If it's out of
We could go. Well, that's
No,
the other
I'm
town.
telling you.
We
She had
could.
traumatic experience, and then she had another traumatic experience with somebody who thinks they're a cat.
We could talk to the townspeople. We could go to a book club meeting.
Just from some stuff that you would have already heard of about the town. You have heard about the Burgomaster. Lady
want to meet
Fiona
him.
Watcher wants you to help her get rid of the Burgomaster.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We need to meet the Burgomaster so we can form a political opinion.
We
on him.
should. Yeah, let's go see him.
Okay. So you all head. Let me find that on the map. You all head down here, where that red house is. Go to the Burgomaster's house. Give me 1 second, I'm getting it to.
DM question.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how much of a fraction this is of the town?
How much of a fraction?
Yeah,
of the
because
town?
I'm like legitimately
you're-
curious.
Oh, sorry.
this
You
massive?
pretty much at that point you're seeing pretty close to all of the town.
Okay.
There are a few other things that you haven't spotted yet. That once you do, I'm just going to reveal the whole town to you. But
Okay.
You gotta find a hill.
let me turn to the.
Alright.
Is there a hill around here that we can see looming over the houses?
Like a mountain?
Yeah.
The Bone Grinder Mill, where the hags are.
Maybe there's treasure there.
All right. So you make it over to the mansion, the Burgomaster's mansion. This mansion has walls of plastered stone that display many scars where the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large arched opening about the mansion's double entrance doors.
Are there guards or anything?
Yeah, there are guards. You see some going, like as you're walking up to the mansion, they eye you, but they kind of size you up a little bit. One of them asks if you need something.
And then Peleus is like, arm wrestle?
We just would like to. We're new in town. Would like to meet the Burgomaster.
Hey, and he bangs on the door and says, she'll help you out. And he keeps walking away. All of a sudden you see a young woman who comes up to you. She opens the door. She's in a maid outfit. She identifies herself as Alexis, and she offers to escort you inside.
Thank you, Alexis.
All right. As you go, as you walk inside, are you all going inside with her?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. As you walk inside, you see framed portraits adorn the walls of the foyer, which features a wide staircase with a sculpted railing. A long carpeted hall attached to the foyer stretches almost the length of the mansion and has several doors leading away from it, including one at the far end. Bundles of twigs are heaped against the walls. She sits you down in the.
What are the twigs for?
Oh, those. Those are for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. They're for the Wicker Sun.
I see.
There certainly are a lot of festivals here.
Oh yes, all is well. And she leads you into the parlor.
Can I insight check that?
Yes.
By the tone of her voice, I'm gonna go no.
21.
You don't believe that she believes that. She leads you into the parlor, which contains a fine array of furnishings and draperies, along with an overall feminine touch, and sits you down. I'm going to get the Baroness for you all. One moment. She leads away. All of a sudden, you see
Murder mistress?
you see a tall woman walking towards you. Oh, hello. Hello. Nice to meet you all.
Hello.
Yes, I've just been entertaining some of my dearest friends in here. As you look around, expecting signs of someone that she's been entertaining recently, but you don't find any of the usual signs. It looks like someone who was very dirty and smells a little smelly was in here. Like someone almost lived off the street. So I've had a tea and sandwich party. Would you like some?
I'll take some.
Oh yes, very good, very good. And as you're all sitting down, you begin seeing, you hear some walking coming towards you, and you look up and you see the Baron.
The Burgermaster.
The Burgermaster. And walking beside him are two Mastiffs. The two black dogs.
I feel so happy right now. They're not cats.
Hello. Nice to see you all here. And he raises his hands to kind of greet you all as a sign of affection, and his wife begins to shy away a little bit. She flinches, but then after he finishes talking, he just begins laughing again. Oh, honey. Thank you for welcoming our guest.
All will be well.
Yes, all will be well. Yes, indeed, all will be well. And that's something that I'm wanting to talk to you outsiders about. You see...
Do you need something?
No, I was just looking at that closer.
Oh, okay.
You see, I'm using my celebrations to help this town realize that all will be well, to help foster a spirit of goodwill and happiness.
That seems like a noble pursuit, I suppose.
Also,
Yeah.
All will be.
I'm sorry. So he's the Baron as well as
The Bergen Master.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Master of the town.
What's the best way to test him on this? All will be well when the Devil Strahd is defeated.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And I know, even so, without him defeated right now, that all will be well. Especially once he is defeated. All will be well. All will be well.
Okay, somebody has to do talking for a bit.
You see, I believe that everyone in Vallaki deserves happiness. And if that happens, this town will slip free of the Devil Strahd's grasp. I've been looking for someone who will help me with this.
So if everyone is happy, Strahd will go away.
If everyone is happy, happiness will defeat the Devil Strahd. You see, he thrives off of fear, he thrives off of power, he thrives off of manipulation. I believe that if everyone in this town were to be happy, that we would see a town revived again. We would see a town restored again.
What are the state of his animals?
They're standing beside him. I mean, they look healthy.
I would like to, my character, would kneel, and, she has the ability to soothe non-hostile animals as part of her beast conclave. So
Okay.
I just like to, test out the ability to maybe pet one.
Yeah.
And or both.
Okay. So they let you come up and pet them both. They're not hostile towards you.
I'll follow suit and pet them too, because I'm so relieved.
Yes.
I love the idea of happiness and everything, but what if Strahd marches in here with armies?
I assure you that if Strahd marches in here with armies, that people, if they're happy enough, they would want to keep that happiness, and they would want to make sure that their town is defeated. You see, I come from a long, very pure, good line of breeding, and my family has been overseers of this town for quite some time, and it is my duty to ensure that this town is safe. And I assure you, I've got enough guards in here that actually protect this town. But if the town is protected and the people aren't happy, then you have a very protected, miserable town. I want to make sure that I have a protected, happy town, and that's why I'm having festivals.
Well, serious talk is happening at this point. Tara's getting her face licked and nuzzling dogs.
Okay.
She would ask, basically, so neither one specifically, but she does ask what are the names of the canines, the masters.
The name of, he points to the one on his left. This one is Augum, and he points to the one on his right. This one is Augmentum.
They're very fine specimens.
Well, thank you. They are a good breed. You know, it's in the breed. Good breeding makes for good specimens. Good breeding helps to make for good leadership, and good leadership makes for a good town. I want to ask you all, will you all do me a favor? Will you all, as a leader myself, I pride myself on making sure that this town is happy, but as you can tell that there are unhappy people in my town. Will you all do me a favor and attend the festival of the Blazing Sun coming up here in a couple days to make sure to ensure that this town, that all will be well. All really will be well. And I believe that if outsiders like you show up, that you will indeed help ensure this.
I would like to check on two things right now.
Alright.
Does my character believe him to be legitimately insane?
Roll an insight check.
I'll assist.
Insight plus 2. Come on, baby. 16.
You don't believe that he's insane, you believe that he's full of a lot of pride.
Second check, I would like to check if, I don't even know if this is possible. Is it possible for my character to perceive whether or not he actually believes that he is doing the right thing?
Oh yeah, that's an insight check.
Okay.
You want to make another one, or are you going to tell him based on
I'll just tell you based on that. You believe that he does believe it.
Okay. That's good.
These invaders kind of bad.
It's true. It's not a lie if you believe
Believers
it.
are dangerous.
Yeah, you can, but you can navigate around that. Knowing
no,
that
I'm
he
just saying.
thinks that he's doing the right thing is better than him being completely batshit and not knowing.
This is out of character, but if he wants us to help, the townspeople to be happy, I would assume none of the townspeople are happy that the hags are close by, turning children into cakes or meat pies.
Right.
You would know that, wouldn't you?
I would. We should really get him to pick up the tab on the silver and stuff.
He'll eat anything, won't you?
Oh yeah, we
Won't
did
you?
talk about doing that.
I'd say, do you mention this in character?
Well, I was getting their opinion
Okay.
first, but
We can ask.
Go for it, yeah. Do it.
Okay, well, pretty much what I just said. Well, if you want us to help you make sure everyone in town is happy, I personally had a really bad run-in with tags with these dream pie things. I would assume people would be a little bit happier if we, destroyed the people turning children into meat pies.
Especially since Strahd doesn't seem to be doing anything about it.
Oh snap.
So, I mean, we're in the process of getting some weapons silvered down to the blacksmith. If you're really serious about that, you should pick up the tab for us, and we'll be happy to help.
I tell you what, if you come to the festival in a couple of days, and just help reassure the town that everything's going to be okay, that all will be well, and I'll see what we can do about. I may not be able to help with the whole price, but I'll see what I can do about a little something to help you all out with your silver weapons.
Okay.
It was
Nice.
400 gold pieces.
Nice.
He'll look away or keep petting the dog.
And he unfortunately totally believes that. So he looks at you. Okay, 400 gold pieces. Well, I know we can't help with that, but I know we can't give the whole amount with that, but I'll see what we can do. So, will you help reassure the town that all will be well? I mean, I know that all isn't, clearly all isn't well if we have some old hags on the loose. And at that, his wife just kind of just laughs. You almost get the sense from her that her laugh is more of an uncomfortable misery, but she's still doing it anyways. And she laughs a little bit, and he says, will you just help me make sure that everyone in this town believes that all will be well?
Since I am newly a part of the group and there hasn't actually been bonding, my character looks up and says, I'm in.
What's gonna happen at this festival?
I'm open to doing it too.
Curious, I am a bard.
We
And-
like
Internal thought process. 3 days before weapons are done. Festival in 2 days. Might as well. What the hell else are we doing?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm hearing it.
Can we have an arm wrestling booth? I'll totally do that all day long.
What else are we doing? These
After the-
things. I was just making a list of our quests.
after the main part of the festival, you can have your little arm wrestling booth.
Come,
It all
since you're
happens
mighty
at my
against
festival.
mighty Peleus.
We like the
I roll
Sorry,
my eyes at that.
at this festival
wish
we
it
like
would've
the
been
flaming sun.
Like the flaming sun.
Yeah,
I can
And
see
we
the character sitting
rehearse
behind
that
the
all
show.
will be well.
I would be
Buffalo.
happy to conduct a prayer at sunset for the day.
Who are the
For
people?
everyone that would like to attend.
That would
I want to ask his opinion on Lady Watcher. Sorry, you guys were talking first. Go ahead.
While this is all happening, at this point, I am rolling around in the dirt with the dogs.
Out of character. You said there were people in the stocks, right?
yes.
Okay. So who were we walked by that town square and they're getting ready for it, but who are the people in the stocks?
Oh, those are. Those are criminals.
What were the crimes?
Malicious unhappiness.
Will they be lit?
Could you be more specific?
They incite unhappiness in the town, and because of what they've done, we've put them out there. However, I could assure you that everything in this town is getting better. Everything in this town is going to be well. All will be well.
So does a day in the stocks make them happier?
It shows them the error of their ways.
I see.
They're
Will
happy
the
to
dogs
learn.
be at the festival?
My dogs never leave my side.
So you'll be at the festival with the dogs, so I can kind of like if any tigers show up, then
Yeah, you have my assurance that I will protect you.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're
So-
welcome.
We've heard about your son. Is he still? Is he here?
Oh yeah.
You made the girl crazy. I just want to know what happened. Can I start that over?
Yeah, you can start it over.
We heard about your son's engagement to Lady Fiona's daughter.
Stella. Yeah.
I just wanted to get your side of the story on that.
That's
Oh,
true. Lady Watcher didn't seem real happy about that whole affair.
Stella, she sounded like a very brittle girl. She wasn't prepared for the realness of life, it seems. I know that there are times that you can have a very bad relationship, but that sounds like the poor girl wasn't ready for life.
I would kind of agree with that based on what I encountered with
I
her.
understand she went crazy.
Yes?
Has your son had other relationships since then?
He mostly just works for me, keeping the town at peace.
What's his name again?
We got it.
She said, what's his
I
name?
have it on here somewhere. Victor. Victor is his name.
Can you even see?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry. Scratch that last part that I said. My son, he mostly just keeps to himself in the attic.
In the attic? Is he alright? Is he well?
Yes, he is well. All is well.
Will he
All
be at
will-
the festival then?
Unfortunately, he mostly keeps to himself and memorizing spell books.
Really? Because we.
Can I motion to Paladin that this is a little creepy and he needs to do something?
Do a sleight of hand check on that one, Peleus.
Sorry, what was that?
Sleight of hand check, Peleus.
Sleight of hand. Okay, 1 second. $17.
Okay, you motion to him. Doesn't look like the Baron notices what you're doing.
The rules are with you today, sir.
I am wondering what the motion looks like. It's like a Spidey sense kind of thing. He looks at you.
Just,
He puts his hands up above his ears.
Mm-hmm.
what spell are you doing?
I think he's talking about divine sense, so I can.
Yeah.
Any celestial fiend or undead that's probably in the room within 60 feet, I can see.
Oh, cool.
I can detect them.
Okay. Yeah. You don't. You do not detect any
Upstairs,
undead
downstairs.
or celestial beings.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Upstairs and downstairs.
Well, different floors.
I just know we have a bad character for that.
Upstairs and right upstairs.
What?
Would different floors be considered total cover? Make sure I'm interpreting this correctly.
That's for the purposes of your spell. I mean, you can detect stuff through like walls and stuff, right?
Wait, what spell?
That's just trying to figure. Because it
Yeah.
says,
What spell is
divine sense.
Divine sense.
It's not actually a spell.
It would say it's a paladin ability.
Oh,
But it's if they're not behind total cover, what does that mean?
Well, I can back you up on that.
That sounds like it would mean not through floor ceiling.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Unless
So, yeah, you don't notice anything. You don't detect anything.
Okay. I guess I can motion to Palis. It's like,
Then all will be well. The Baroness, she looks at you, Thalari, and says, "You asked about praying. Well, my father, he's the priest, Father Lucian Petrovich."
Yes, we met him and he tasked us with locating something that he had lost, and we were able to take care of that for him. So.
Oh, good. He's
his
he's
glasses.
a good man. My father, he does lose things at times.
Mm-hmm.
I would be happy to join him in doing maybe a joint service.
Oh yes, you both. I can speak to him about it, but you both can pray, and she actually looks up at her husband. Is that okay? And you can tell that her face echoes a fear, but also a longing that he will say yes, and he looks at her with a stern look and says, "Yes, dear." And says, "Like I said, all will be well." And it's thanks to clerics like you, it's thanks to priests like my father-in-law here that help make things well as well. So for sure you can pray in our festival.
Alright, thank you very much. I'm happy to do that then.
What's the Baroness's name?
The Baroness's name is Lydia Petrovna.
Lydia. Can I call you Lydia?
Yes, dear, you may.
Thalari and I, probably Tahara as well, we're going for a girls' night later.
We are? Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
of course we
okay.
are. Like
Yeah.
we do every Thursday night. Wanted to see if you wanted to join us.
Sahara isn't caught that. She's still rolling around with the dogs.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just trying to get her away from her husband. To talk to her.
As if an abusive husband wouldn't notice that.
We were just gonna go for tea, maybe drop by
Lady Watcher's book club.
maybe not. I'm just kidding.
She looks at you,
Church,
looks
we
at
can
her
go to
husband,
church.
and says, may I? And he looks at her and says, "You may go, but you may not go to that woman's book club."
Fair enough.
Yeah, it did
We'll go for tea.
Interesting book club, so yeah. We could definitely do that.
Why do you say that about the book club?
Well, you're asking the Baron?
Yes. Oh, but for Charles's benefit, the book club is what the lady says she's hosting when she hosts her cult meetings.
For devil worshiping.
Her devil worship cult meetings, yes. Yeah. And we know this, but not everyone knows this, so I'm trying to see if he knows
We
this.
still have the literature too that she gave us.
Yeah.
When you ask him that, he just shakes his head. That's an insufferable woman.
We met her.
I've
She
heard
seems
rumors
nice
she's
enough.
trying to get me out of here.
We met her. She seemed nice enough.
You've met her?
Mhm.
He kind of eyes you a little bit suspiciously.
Just in the street. We were walking down the street when she was there.
I don't know if I trusted her. The book club seemed a little sketchy.
I had never heard of the book they were reading.
Me neither. And that's weird.
Okay, well, evening, slightly before whatever time she told the guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know,
Okay.
an hour or two before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
So, are you all going to the inn then?
Not yet. No, I mean, not till evening. I just
Alright.
was inviting her out.
Okay. So, she agrees to that.
You know, had to be girls' night, so the husband didn't come.
I think we should go to the prayer service at the church.
You can turn that if it's in your way.
Might do it.
Oh yeah.
I'm
good
sure
idea.
smack it again.
Is that a Statue of Liberty ornament?
Not exactly.
No?
That's a certain very fierce Lady Liberty.
Oh, wow.
That's a weeping angel Statue of Liberty ornament.
Weeping
should-
angel?
You should turn
You
it
watched that
around.
episode of Doctor Who?
All
But
the moving deals?
so, what happens when you stop? When you blink? When you're looking at your tree? Yeah, that
Yeah.
concerns me.
The whole tree moves.
Yeah. What if you blink one eye at a time though?
Well, and then you're covered because you still have vision. You have visual
Exactly.
sight. You have line of sight. Yeah.
That's fine. You just gotta train yourself to only do it one at a time. What do we want to do from here? I guess we can take our leave of the Baron.
Here's a weird question unrelated to the game. If you have eye drops, do you still have the instinctual impulse to blink? Like if you constantly lubricate your eye, do you need to blink?
We probably still have the.
I feel like it's a muscle memory thing. Like
Yeah.
your body wants the auto.
Yeah,
Auto.
probably.
So the Baron, just before you all are leaving, says, "You know, I've had 2 of my house staff go missing
Really?
in the past week. The butler and the Baroness's lady-in-waiting.
What were their names?
Their names are Laszlo,
Laszlo?
yes, Moldovar,
Is that his whole name or are those both names?
that's both of it. That's his whole name.
Okay, last one.
Moldovar?
Yes. And Matilda Ravanova.
That's the. Okay, Butler. Matilda. Blah, 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 blah.
Ravanova.
When the time comes for everyone to depart, Tahara will stay behind to speak with the Baron.
When did they go missing? And do you have any idea where they might have gone, or if they
I
went
sent
willingly?
Ezek, my servant, out to find them, but they went missing about 2 days apart from one another.
I see.
Oh, is that Ezek's sister?
What?
Is that Ezek's sister?
Who? The
Matilda.
Matilda? No.
That's odd. Said he was looking for his sister.
No, that is not his sister. His sister, well, that's something else for some other time.
Alright, well, sounds like a story there. Anyone got anything else?
Where's one of those quests I was just writing on?
Have you met him? Ezek.
Isaac, we met him briefly while he was putting up posters for the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Nice artwork on it, by the way.
Yes, he's a very very useful ally.
He seems like a hard worker, if a little gruff.
He is a hard worker. He takes care of things that I need.
Anything, I'm sure.
Does anybody in this party have a message?
Not yet.
I could have, but I don't.
Alright.
Would such a thing be startling to your character?
Probably not. She's.
I'm already working on something.
Oh, where's that page? He actually does begin to tell you just a tiny bit. He basically tells you that Ezek he lost his sister when he was younger, and he's been trying to search for her ever since. You see, Ezek is my adopted son, but he's been like a son here, like a true son.
I see.
We did leave this one part out. I said that not this guy Ezek, But the first two people we met, Ismark and Irina, I said they were brother and sister, but Irina's adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Which looks like it's going to be important really soon.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anything about what happened to her? Did she, like, was the family slain by the double strahd, or?
What happened to their
That's-
parents?
That seems to happen a lot.
I know, but I'm not sure it's my story to tell.
That's fair. I'll leave that then.
Okay.
I'll pet the dogs a little more and then start getting ready to go, I guess. Everybody else is ready.
I think so.
Okay, so you all head out. They both bid you a farewell and anticipatory meeting at the festival. And as you all leave, they
So how are
both
things?
yell out, "All will be well."
All will be well.
Yes. Okay.
As the rest walk off, I linger to speak with the Baron. I get out of the dirt to my feet and dust myself off. Baron, I see you have impeccable taste in your animals, as well as your betrothed, and I, out of everyone in the group, I understand the most what it is like to value good breeding. I am pure blood high elf, and the rest of my companions, they are of mixed nature. So
Yes.
I want you to know that you have someone here that shares the same values as you, and you have a friend in me.
That's good to know. And he puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Ma'am, good breeding is what makes a difference in life." And I wasn't going to say anything next to your allies because I could tell that they are mixed and impure. But good breeding is really what helps to make the difference. And it's, you seem like you're well bred in elven society, and I, of course, come from a very long line of good breeding here. And it's people like us who end up ruling this world. And it's people like us that these other impure mixed must look to guide them. They're so confused. The mixed nature of their racial reality confuses them, and they have to look to us to guide them. You see, we are strong. We lead the weak.
Agreed. I will. I hope to share many more conversations with you, my liege.
Oh yes, and you as well.
Yes. I bet you do.
I do.
Internal dialogue. What a jackass. He's going to be an easy mark. I figured I could work that angle.
We should have asked him about the Dastani and their.
I got you though. Just write a list. We gonna work with this.
I don't know. I still think it'd be pretty.
I would imagine that he probably wouldn't like them very much.
No, I don't think so. Most people, no one does.
Oh, no one does.
I do.
Uh,
They were nice to me and tried to rob needles. So.
In character wise, Tahara wouldn't dislike them. It would depend on their actual actions taken.
Other than who was it that felt somebody tugging at their purse or whatever?
You, I think, actually.
Oh,
Oh,
cut
yeah, the
purses,
book.
basically.
Yeah. Other than whoever that happened to, other than that, they've been really nice to us.
Yeah. The
But
cut purses there.
everyone just hates them because everyone hates gypsies.
I mean, that's what Gambit from X-Men was, but he was very charismatic. Most con men usually are. So.
It's true.
Okay. So what do you all do now?
I would assume I've called up to them by now.
Yes. You know.
What was that about?
You want to set something up for next time? Because it is about 11 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay.
To answer her in character question.
Yeah, you know.
I figure I'd play up his ego and his ideals to get a little bit closer to him. God knows how long we're actually going to be stuck here.
What was it like?
Very elitist.
That would seem a little like, yeah. Okay.
Oh, so what time is it?
It is 10:49.
No, what time is it?
Past your bedtime,
In game.
Oh, in game. It is.
Who did you
did
lose?
that,
Yeah,
you
tuck
did
me
that,
in.
you did that.
Seriously.
It is about
I got
5
you.
p.m.
You're my homie.
Thanks.
Really?
You're a good man, Charles.
Sorry. Yeah.
All we did was walk through town and I guess we talked to the blacksmith and then we visited with the Baron and the Baroness for a while. Okay, yeah. 5 p.m. was about the time I was expecting to meet with her. So.
Okay.
So-
With the Baroness?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is that
But
something?
we don't have to do that tonight. I just
Yeah.
was.
Alright, so, we'll work that out at the next time. Now is a great place to stop. Here's where we call it an end at our time as the Burning Cobalt, the Curse of Strahd group. May your dreams be long and lacking vampires.
And all will be well.
All will be well. At least if you're not playing in the group. Thank you. Have a good night.
Because we're all gonna die horribly. I kind of thought when it was at the door, I really thought it was gonna be like Vanderton or something. Was not expecting as wrong.
I like not having to
should
guess
have.
what my character's gonna do. It's 13-year-old persona. This is fun.